Let's Mork Borg.
Let's bork some morks.
Hello, everyone. We're the Casual Ones. I am Aaron. I'm going to be the DM GM for our game of Mork Borg today. With us, we have Bex, who will be playing Bliss, the heretical priest. Is that how it is?
Mm-hmm. That's all right.
Yes. And then we have Rowan, who will be playing Prugl, the Fang Deserter. And then lastly, we have Ray playing Gotvin, the Esoteric Hermit, I believe. Nice. I quickly wrote all that down and made sure too. I only put short form for some reason. So,
well, just to help yourself.
Yeah, I got to keep
yes,
it easy.
her. Yeah.
For anyone who's not aware, Mork Borg is a old school revival. I think is the category of RPG. Its tagline is like a black metal album of an RPG type thing. So it is pretty intense. We're going to, for the most part, delve into more of the fun, gruesome aspects, not go too hard with some of the more gruesome aspects that the game does definitely lean into. But today we're playing the scenario right from the rulebook called Rotblack Sludge with 3 new players. Some of us, the casual ones, have played through some of these Mork Borg scenarios before, but these folks, Ray's played a little bit, but Rebekah and Rowan are pretty much new to the system. So we're going to be playing through it and explaining a little bit of the rules as we go. But for the most part, saying Mork Borg so many times.
Mork Borg.
We're just going to get to it, into the scenario. The quick from the top rules is it's a D20 system. You have 4 stats that they'll be rolling in, and they are generally trying to hit a 12 or higher to succeed on whatever attempts are before them. So without further ado, the party that we see before us, you will face execution for the heretical theft, or for heretical theft. I always want to read the heretical theft of something because I really want to know what, but they don't tell us what. You face execution for the heretical theft. I said it again. We'll just keep going. You face execution for heretical theft. That is the end of that phrase. But a mass seer, a courtier of the Shadow King, offered you a chance at life. The king's one true heir, his son Alden, is missing. Without an heir, the Shadow King will eventually be forced to hand his crown to his imbecile brother. Get him back discreetly, and wealth, life, and freedom will be yours. It's believed Alden is imprisoned in the infamous underground locale, a place no free man would willingly go. My words are incredible. A place called the Accursed Den. There are things that the seer may explain to you. As a group, you have heard a few rumors, and so instead of going through a scene where each of you learn one of these rumors, I'm just going to tell you what you have learned from this person of the court.
I like this idea that the seer has taken us each individually, but we're all still in the room, and we just have to watch as they give each of us
we
a
have
secret.
this little soliloquy, a little aside. Now, don't tell the others.
Don't tell. This one's very important for you.
You alone.
The lamps burn red. The lamp oil touched with human blood is one thing that they claim. And these things are almost coming to them as if from a dream, as if seeing it from somewhere beyond, as a seer might. The other, none have ever willingly escaped the Accursed Den. And the last, I fear Alden may be unwilling to leave this place. And for each of you, you get a sense as each of these rumors kind of flicker. You're not entirely sure if these are truths, possible futures, possible pasts. But you know that this information may be useful in one way or another. One thing I would add from behind the screen for these scenarios that Mork Borg offers, a lot of the time there isn't a ton of flavor. And by that I mean, as the rooms are described, almost everything that is described is done so meaningfully. Whether there's a mundane reaction or some kind of interaction occurs from it, there isn't too much that is said just for flavor. Even if it sounds simple and mundane, generally are going to be rewarded for just interacting with the things around you. Very rarely does nothing happen. But don't feel pressured to if you don't care, because you are here to save your own lives because of some asshole prince is locked away in a dungeon or something.
I have been told that my character cannot read, so that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So this group, you've kind of been wheeled here by one of the many servants of the Shadow King, taking a wagon well beyond the reaches of civilization. You have what is essentially a guard, someone who is ensuring that you go beyond the reaches of the kingdom, beyond the reaches of safety, and get in there and bring back the prince. You see the gruff man in the cart that's wheeled you here come to a stop, pointing toward a long dead wood. And at the, 45 feet or so into the dead tree line, you see a black stone building descending into the earth and a stairway before you. You've reached the Accursed Den.
Not foreboding at all.
No, looks excellent. I'll take the guy's hand that took us there and place something in it
Okay.
for your troubles.
Okay, all right. Some little charity off the gate. What are you giving?
It's probably a piece of like dirty, mussed up paper
Okay.
with a like a psalm on it.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Do we care to roll which song?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Oh, I just had them up and
Yeah. Let me get those.
Is
Okay,
it
there
a
we
good
go.
psalm or a heretical psalm?
the ones from the ones that are in the book, the Calendar of Nectarbell.
Mm-hmm.
That you're trying to convert somebody.
Yeah. Straight up regular Jesus Bible. Yeah.
There's 7 of them, so I'll roll a d6.
Yeah, the 7th is bad, so I would say roll 2d6.
4, 1. For
That's what I
5
was
days
looking
and 5 nights. You can read it.
Sure. For 5 days and 5 nights, mother's flesh shall be the cloak of demons.
Just nod at him very seriously and get off the wagon.
It's a good one. Just tucking it into his rags.
Jeepers.
Shit.
I'll be waiting here.
Oh, that's surprising. Okay, well, come along now, Sniffles. And I grab my little Pomeranian
Sniffles?
and tuck her. Sniffles.
Sniffles. Okay.
Jeepers.
That's great. Writing that
I
down.
tuck my Pomeranian underneath the crook of my arm. You notice that Sniffles is aptly named. You have never seen a more wretched little dog.
Just allergic to itself.
Allergic to itself. It's shaking. It growls at everything.
Okay.
Like an all-white Pomeranian.
Oh, I mean, maybe at one point.
Yeah, but like super
ago.
dirty now.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see that the wagon, he pulls out of the wagon and starts putting up a tent and says, "Hopefully you'll be back in a few days. If you're not back in 3, I'll go back, knowing you're dead."
3
Okay.
days for life. Okay.
Seems reasonable.
All right. Good luck.
Whatever.
And you see this
I
long
suppose
dead
we'll need
forest? Yeah, and
I'm probably gonna die anyway.
Yes, probably you are. Shall we?
Yep. Don't see why not.
All right. Prugl, lead the way.
Yep. Okay. And Prugl's just gonna start limping up ahead towards the thing, and then just double checking to make sure that the guard's actually watching the whole time.
Yeah, you see he's like gathering a bunch of rods and some canvas for a what you would assume at one point was canvas for a tent, and eyeing you pretty intensely. He's got a crossbow hanging at his side, and you know that it's not there to help you.
Fair enough.
And so with Prugl, do you want to give me a quick explanation of kind of what you look like as you're walking down these dead woods?
Ooh, yeah. Prugl is this. Imagine like an urukai, essentially, but like 5 foot, just very very dense. He's like one of those. He's one of those dogs that you pick up and they're small, but then there's just like, how do you weigh this much?
Just full tube.
Our
Like an
dog.
Urukai
Our dog.
dwarf mix.
Yeah. And he's just got this like big mangled bottom jaw with a bunch of these teeth sticking out. And
So our dog.
So our dog, yeah. He's
Okay.
basically. I may have done him after our dog a little bit.
And we did roll characters, so you just actually ended up with a dog, so that's great.
Just how it turned out. But yeah, it's just a sort of like small, dense in many different ways character that's just sort of hobbling along. All right, come on.
What is Prugl's weapon of choice?
Ooh, so Prugl has something that he found, actually, and it's called the Brown Scimitar of Galgenbeck.
Wow, okay. I was expecting
yeah.
like femur or...
No,
So
no,
cool.
no.
No, that's mine.
That's very cool. Okay.
But yes, he found it is actually described as a stinking sword you pulled from a military shit ditch.
Classic.
So
Classic Mork Borg.
Yeah. Excellent. I love it. With Bliss in tow, do you want to give a quick description of what Bliss is up to and what she looks like?
Yeah, Bliss follows behind. She looks essentially like an adult version of the Ring Girl, the Grudge Girl. But like long, like dirty white robes that are like very tattered at the bottom, like caked in mud. Black greasy hair, just long and messed up, and probably like has like, I don't know, 20-year-old makeup just smudged on her face, and pale, doesn't see the light of day, and probably keeps a little distance from Sniffles, just because, you know, he tends to grab onto the cloak and whatnot, and she just leans on like a heavy gnarled wood staff with like different runes and things etched into it.
Nice.
And follows behind him and looks back, and I have all your names memorized. I'm looking at something else. And Gotvin, keep up.
Whatever. Scratching Sniffles' chin. You're going to be a good girl while we're in here. You understand me? Do as I ask. None of this nipping and biting.
you're exactly that owner.
Seriously, stop.
And
So-
we have a pretty good idea what Sniffles is like. But
Yeah.
what does Gotvin look like?
Okay, so I'm gonna put it pretty simply. Gargamel from the Smurfs.
Okay, wow. Just straight up.
Just straight up
Incredible.
like Gargamel, like
Okay.
creepy, like bent over, a like woven like Hessian sack of a cloak. The hair is part on the side, wooden teeth, suspicious eyes, always looking back and forth. There's singed tatters of this of his rags all around him. He's carrying a very large book on one side and a freaking bear trap on the other.
Amazing.
Amazing. As
Cool.
someone who did not grow up here, I just had to Google Gargamel from the Smurfs, and
Smurfs,
was
yeah.
not disappointed.
Yeah.
Just, seriously, stop biting. I'll put you back in the sack.
This incredible trio, these thieves, or maybe
Heroic.
thieves by happenstance, have found themselves delving towards the Accursed Den. As you make your way through this long dead forest, you find that the ground here is muddy, and even as you're going down these steps, that they seem to be covered in slick mud, and the smell doesn't smell like earth. It smells wrong somehow. And as the steps downward towards this black stone building kind of start to surround you, you see two heavy metal doors. One of them on the left.
Oh no.
You guys are too quick for me.
The one on the left is hung slightly open on its hinges. As if people aren't even meant to find this place, and so keeping out isn't really a problem.
What are you waiting for, Prugl? Push it open.
These people were born in a barn or something. He's just going to reach out and just, honestly, just push it open.
Yeah, it swings open, and before you, you see a little room, which I'm sharing in the overlay. You'll see the first room visible to you. It is a mostly stone room, lots of black stone walls, pale stone floors. You see 2 doors in front of you. Faintly, you hear the sound of violin, you think? There's a small river, more like a creek, runs through a crack in either wall across the middle of the floor. And over the water, you see black and violet butterflies gently, almost swaying more than fluttering.
Careful, Sniffles, don't fall in.
Jesus.
Cover her eyes. I swear, if she sees those butterflies, we're screwed.
Yeah, I'll walk up to the water, the creek.
Okay. It's running as like there must be some kind of reservoir or something. You know that the mud outside was pretty damp and slick, and maybe this is just collecting from one end and passing through. It doesn't look quite drinkable, but it's not thick and not deep either. You can tread across it pretty safely.
Challenge accepted. Yeah, the butterflies don't seem to do anything upon approach.
You can. What would you like to try and do with them?
Well, it's just more of like do they kind of like float away as I'm coming closer? Or do they just seem to be kind of like on a loop?
Very lazily.
Yeah.
I'll put my hand out and see if I can get one to land on me. Rowan and I were recently at a butterfly conservatory, and none of the butterflies would land on me, so I'm just trying to get that in
So this would be really nice if you let this happen.
Yeah.
So we know that you are exactly 0% Snow White then.
Yeah, they landed on Rowan.
Well, what does that tell you?
I would say roll presence for me.
First roll of import. Oh, okay. Presence. I actually have a plus in that. That's great. That is a 14.
With a 14, you see that the butterfly gently flutters and lands on your finger.
Cool. I'll show it to Prugl.
Oh, a good 8. I'm gonna.
No! You buffoon! This could be helpful.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Give it to me.
No. Can I like inspect it first or see if there's like what's the dealio with this butterfly?
I mean, as you kind of look at them, they just look glittering and beautiful and kind of delicious in a way you can't describe.
All right, Prugl.
Forbidden.
Oh.
Did you actually just eat it?
Yes.
You feel invigorated. You feel like that sore behind your tooth that you've been tonguing for 3 days healed right away. Yeah, you feel if you were harmed, that would have helped.
This awful giant smile is he tastes awful. You wouldn't like him at all.
He's just lying immediately about it.
Prugl, I can tell. Catch one for me.
Okay, I will start making my way across the creek, trying to catch as many of these butterflies as I can.
There are 3 left, but anyone attempting to can roll either agility to just outspeed them or presence to sneak up and grab them.
Oh yeah, I'll roll presence.
I already caught one. You guys do it now.
Come to me, my butterfly, sugar baby.
Don't do that. Oh no!
I definitely thought, that Prugl had eaten the one that Bliss had found.
Yes. He
Okay, so you.
I just mean
one, but you don't
he
have
has to
it.
find me one now.
Oh, he got you. I got you. So yeah, looking for a 12 or higher.
22.
I'm sorry. I forgot.
Sorry.
That's possible for you. We
Yeah, I
play
know.
D&D, and
I cannot roll over a 10 to save my life in D&D.
This is your game, man.
Yeah, and crazy. So, yep, anyone rolling over a 12, you are able to get a butterfly by whatever gentle means or destructive you see fit. The very faint. Sorry, did you get one or did you do bad?
Yeah. What if I got like a -1?
You were attacked by the butterflies.
Do you mean total, or do you just need help putting that onto your roll? Or
No, that's like total.
is it a nat one?
It was a nat 1. Yeah.
The rest of the butterflies scatter away as you slosh your way through the creek. You feel wet on your shoe, a wet that's going to stick around for a long time.
You
Worse than
idiot!
that-
And push him in the
Just push them further.
water.
Your foot is making a squelching sound when you step in and out of your boot.
Amazing.
And you know that stealth for you going to be much harder.
It already wasn't great, so that's cool. Awesome.
And you hear the faint sound of violin and these two doors. The one on the left, I think actually both are visually opened a little. So you see two doors that are ajar. And
Where
faint sound.
does the violin seem to be coming from?
You're getting stereo right now. Both doors, definitely the sound somewhere beyond them both.
Horrible racket, that.
Agreed.
It's rather beautiful.
Yeah, you know what they say.
No accounting for taste.
That's right. That's right. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
I've never heard that. I think that sounds ludicrous. Beauty is subjective. Objective. I know the word. Bliss knows the word.
Bliss does.
Yep. Absolutely.
Are we
Choose a
going-
door,
Yeah,
will you?
left or right?
Do you know
Go
if
left,
I say
because-
left or right, will you know which one it is?
Yeah.
All right.
Left is right because right is wrong. We know this.
Yeah, who is she? There we go.
Can take a little peek down each one. Is there, imminent death down one of them that's just right there?
You take a peek. I guess first left, because left is right.
Correct.
I will reveal them because you're taking a peek. This should work. There we go. Good thing we test things before starting. You see a dimly lit sconces around the edge of the room, but it is warm and glowing. You see a long dining room table, all set, no food, a slight smell of rot that almost kind of permeates, even since you started making your way down the steps. It strengthens here a little bit. At the far side, flickering in the shadows, you see a cloaked figure sitting at the end of the table, completely unmoving. Uncertain at this distance if it is a person or ornament or something. Taking a little peek into the right room, I will reveal that you see a small sort of sleeping quarters. It's not very well lit. You see a few beds and potentially shapes within them. You're not sure. A peek wouldn't grant you enough to know in the dim of it, but there also seems to be furniture around the edges of the room, but you're not sure.
Well, perhaps my thought is that we get down this, go into the barracks and see if there's something useful before we dine. To the right.
Why do I even speak?
I don't know.
You push in through the right door. And immediately the air is cooler here. There's a bit of a smoky smell that almost gleefully covers that smell of rot that lingers. And as you push open the room, lights from, you see two little sconces on the side of the wall, very, very dimly lit. And pushing open the door, letting in the ambient light from this room, you see that there are two beds, and there are figures on those beds above the sheets, without skin or flesh or anything. These are just bones. They are skeletons, sleeping seemingly in a pose, resting as if laid down atop these beds. Around that, you see a gigantic bookshelf lining the wall, and a bedside table. On the bookshelf, you see a few tomes and scraps of paper littered about. And on the bedside table, you see a strange dark glass vase, but beautiful, haunting dead flowers rest in the vase. And yeah, that's
Are you okay, Prugl?
She's dead people. And I think Prugl's gonna step back through the door. He's like, "There's dead people in their sleep." So
yeah,
we'll hold our breaths.
Why is that, Prugl?
Because they died in their sleep.
You're always making a lot of sense to me.
That's right. Does smell wonderful in here, though. And I just beeline for the books.
Perfect. Looking across the bookshelf, you start to thumb through some of these things, and the script on these seems strange, as if written down by someone approximating what language looks like, and it's unsettling in a way that you don't fully understand. It's like, how can someone control writing this well but not ever complete a character that you've seen, a written letter that you've ever seen before? These aren't sketches or chicken scratches. These are beautiful, but they don't make any sense. And then you feel the bones under your skin lift just a little, and all of you see as Gotvin is kind of lifted to his toes, and Gotvin, you start to feel your jaw move of its own accord. And it starts wavering.
Told you. Oh no.
You feel your own teeth start to bite at your hand.
I drop Sniffles.
You feel the muscles in your jaw tense and you rip against you as suddenly you yell, "You dead, arise," in a voice that is not your own. And from the pages, you see something like almost in Gotvin's appearance for a moment, like his soul is lifted out of these pages in a ghastly form. And then as it kind of drapes down on something that wasn't there, you see it sprout horns and a forgotten face and strange eyes. And you see something demonoid, and it is tired. And you can see that it glitters almost with crystalline-like skin. And it scans. And you can see each of it kind of flicking through you like a Rolodex. Do any of you have a scroll on you?
Sure do.
I don't think so. Or yes.
Is that a lie or is that true?
I don't really know how those work, but I did. So I have a scroll that gave me something, so that means I have the scroll then.
Yeah, if it's in the inventory or it would say.
I just have the power that I got from it in my inventory, but because when we made the characters,
named, they're named after. Yeah. So
I understand.
The power
yes,
is like what the
one.
scroll correlates to. So I'm going to roll between both of you and see. Sorry, Rebekah.
Because I didn't know what a scroll was. That's so mean.
I rolled the dice. You see that it flicks through your minds like a Rolodex and lands on you, Rebekah, and feels that you have a connection to letters, a connection that it likes. And you feel it pull those letters from you. And you see them, all of you see them flickering through the air. And they are pulled towards this demon, who looks around to each of you and says, "Is there a way out of here?"
How's my jaw doing?
You, as soon as this thing like kind of took your soul visage and fell onto whatever crystalline body it had, lying in some other realm, you hit back onto the floor. Your bones are your own. It is kind of an ethereal, crystalline-looking demon who has pulled the letters from your scroll.
Doors that way.
Yeah, I need another way. And you see as it kind of moves towards the door that it had stopped fully against its will and can't seem to leave.
Should we see another door in here?
There is, and as you kind of look at the north side of the room, you see that there is a bit of a heavy wooden door here, fully sealed, whereas there's no gaps top or bottom. And just, yeah, I tried that one too.
those assholes prevent me from leaving. But I'll tell you what, I could probably use one of your bodies. Okay?
And you see it clap, and it is going to do. If you could please make a DR12 presence check for me.
Oh,
Is that all of
no.
us?
Yeah.
Or just me?
All
Also, I think when it like switched to her, Bliss probably just like let it happen and was like, "I have been chosen."
Yes.
14.
14,
17.
17,
6.
6. That sucks. Okay. You lose. Okay, only 1 HP.
Oh,
Roll the minimum, so that's not too bad.
nothing.
And at the moment, you feel like your connection to the powers of this world is gone.
Okay. Go. Does it have to be a human?
I guess not.
You wouldn't dare!
Oh my god.
Sniffles is the
Two
only
birds with
pure
one
thing in this world.
So it would probably be an excellent conduit then.
If you bring me the body of something very recently dead, I can inhabit it and escape this place, and in return, you can have your powers back.
Well, chop chop.
Bliss?
Yes.
Don't sleep.
Act.
Quickly, and it clicks, reverses everything you saw back into the book. But unfortunately, your spell is now just a blank page. Your scroll is a blank page, Vex.
Okay.
Is he
Well-
still in Bliss?
It went into the book.
Okay, I just wanted to be clear.
Yeah, no, it was more just
Okay.
like scanning brains. It was like a ethereal thing you saw in the space. And then it went back into the book. Gotvin, you noticed that the book has an extra page in it all of a sudden. Kind of like... as the words that it's taken have made a new page in its book.
I have an idea. The two of you should leave this room.
Okay. Which door?
Oh, I don't care.
Gotvin, what are you going to do?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
We're a team, I believe, or something like
yes,
that.
and trust me, I'm operating within the best interest of this team. Aren't we,
It's not
Sniffles?
killing Sniffles and putting the demon in him. I'm not sure what else there is you could be doing, but
You should definitely go through another door.
I'm gonna squelch over to the wooden door.
You do hear, as you kind of approach, the sound of violin music is a little louder beyond this door, which is always nice.
perhaps we can
Given your
kill
take
the
on
violin
violin.
player.
Solving your puzzle by myself. Alright.
And just
and
let me
then
know
I-
whenever you do push through things.
Yeah.
I don't jump
I
in.
will push open the door, like, ladies and gentlemen, our quarry.
And as you push open the door, you see to your right immediately there is a fireplace, flickering, warm. This room, the air of it coming in, warm, great, smell of rot, strong. Middle of the room, there is a guard.
Shit.
Perfect.
In
Well-
shitty metal and with a sword at his hip, facing away. But sorry, Gotvin, you have a moment.
Yeah, so I'm assuming as Bliss and Prugl like walk in to the door, I grab one of the sconces and just sit it on the bookshelf until it begins to smoke, like
Amazing.
solve all of the problems. And I just walk it into the next room like
I can't. You
And I
guys are
just
all little
close
shit
the door.
disturbers.
and I close the door behind me.
We close the door. Okay.
Yeah.
As I will say, you do faintly hear the sound of 1,000 voices howling, but it's so quiet, as if trapped in a book somewhere. There's a
I hear that
demon
every night when I
dying.
sleep. No different.
Jeepers.
If my power is gone, you're in so much trouble.
Your power is currently gone. But Prugl, you squelch into the room, and you see this guard before you, and you see him almost kind of lazily look up, one eye then the other. I don't think you folks supposed to be in here. Let me double check. And he kind of reaches for like what looks like a register of maybe guests or and starts kind of looking through a few pages. You see one of the pages looks charred, as if at some point he may have gotten too close to the fire with this little booklet hanging at his waist.
Too close to the fire, you say?
So, yeah, Prugl will kind of go, oh, he's probably there.
Yeah, can I get a name?
It's, fuck, I can't remember the Arden.
Arden.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of familiar. Let me flip through it here. And as he's flipping through it, he says, no, that's not lining up. That would be weird, actually, if your name was Arden. And you see him kind of drop the papers to his side, and then pulls up the sword and says, because we already have an Alden. And gets to stand up and pushes the chair out and kind of pushes the table in your direction, which falls over in front of you. And he points a sword out. And he is angry, but, you know, what are you going to do?
It's like a professional anger, where he's just like, oh,
Yeah.
it's time to murder these interlopers.
Yeah, it's time to yeah, exactly. And yeah, I see he's got some pretty shitty armor and a sword pointed out at you, hoping that the table will kind of dissuade you from just all rushing him at once and force you to the sides. What do you guys do?
Well, I stay back from that dangerous-looking table.
Like, no, I'm sure my name's on there, and I'm gonna push the table out, and I'm going to try to grab and bite his hand off.
Okay.
Like,
I don't know
like,
if this is like a Fang Deserter thing that you have.
Yes,
okay.
it is.
Because that's fucking crazy. But absolutely, yes.
So yeah, like no hand on the sword that I obviously have. It's just gonna be like, yeah, she's not.
Okay. I'm assuming
Oh,
that
Sniffles,
is
cover
a
your
strength test, but let me know if that's different.
So bite attack, DR10 to attack, D6
classic
damage.
bite. Okay, this isn't like a you need to get hands type ability from the random roll or something.
Yeah, I don't know. You must be close to your target.
Yeah, you can move and make your way there.
Okay.
You guys won the initiative, which is why you're acting first.
Nice.
And I believe it's just DR10 if you're just using your bite.
Yeah, for me, yes. Yeah.
Okay. So.
All right.
Let me know how that goes.
Okay. Oof, okay. 18.
18. So you bite at his hand. How much damage do you deal?
D6 damage. Okay, and I will say on a 1 to 2 and a D6 chance that the enemy gets a free attack because I'm just right up there.
You're right there.
Ugh. So 2 damage, and then I don't know if you would like to roll on the chance that he gets to attack or.
Sure. It's a 1 to 2 on a D6.
Yes.
2.
Yeah,
So
of
sorry.
course.
So sorry. So he makes an attack against you. You have to make a defense roll, which I think might be unmodified for you. Just a regular D12, right? Because I believe for the Fang Deserter, you have harder tests for agility, which is what defense is, but it does not count for defense itself.
Excluding defense. Yes. Awesome. So that is but I do have to. Is agility part of that? Part of defense?
You would still add your agility modifier.
All right, so that is still good. That is a 17.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. So you parry it, moving away. Unfortunately, because of his bringing the sword up towards the bottom of your head, which is something you try and keep safe as much as possible, you're not able to get his hand off. And he takes the 2 damage and shakes it off. And then you see he kind of points it towards you a little bit defensively, but first, Ray or Bliss or Gotvin. Do either of you have a thing?
No, I'll definitely act last.
Okay.
I'm so torn between just kicking this guy and doing what I want to do, but I think I'll do what I want to do, which is to grab the book off of his hip and like give that here.
Yeah, you could just make it a agility or strength test to either get it quickly or just rip it off, and to take that from him.
Ooh, 20.
Yeah.
Strength.
Yeah, you get it. Rip right off the little chain on his waist. And he goes, oh no! But he's kind of preoccupied with the biter.
Important? Is this important to you?
Kind of. It's who's here and stuff, so I'm not really supposed to give that to you.
All right, well, I have it now, so perhaps you drop your sword and we can sort this out.
But if I don't have a sword, you'll kill me. So.
You're smarter than you look.
It's true, we will.
And you see in the room around you, I think we've revealed it a little, but it's kind of small. So there are, you'll see behind him that there are a set of stairs going up behind him, no door. And to his right, which would be the the west wall, there is a heavy metal door, as well as beside that one, closer to you, another wooden door. You can kind of see them on the map. If you zoom in, you should be able to kind of see where each door is. And from your perspective, you would also know that one of those doors leads back to that dining hall. Just so you're aware of your surroundings, as he starts to try and move his way up the stairs behind him to the north. Facing you and not making any sudden moves. Is there anything else you would like to add to that, Bliss? As your I think you're muted.
I wasn't. Okay, weird. Anyways, that's it. I'm just gonna hold on to the book and then say, all right, Gotvin, you're up.
And he's very slowly making his way, walking backwards with the sword pointed out, going up some stairs to the north.
So, if I were to use my unclean scroll...
Okay, yeah.
How would one go about that?
So you would roll presence, and unless it has some modifier on it that I'm not aware of, it would just be a 12, and then the power goes off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to escape, are you?
Well...
Don't hold your breath.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm going to use an omen to re-roll that.
Okay,
Ooh.
all right. And because that's the first roll of it, an omen lets you modify things in a pretty good way. You can have any die be re-rolled, deal max damage, or reduce incoming damage.
Yeah, so I had rolled poorly, and this time I rolled a 21. To use my Demon of Capillaries.
Okay, excellent.
So he begins to suffer for D6 rounds. Right, suffocate.
Suffocate. I was like, explain suffer. Pretty broad experience.
Only for one round, but he is going to lose D4 HP.
Okay. Ooh. Yeah, you see him fall to his knees, still alive.
4 HP.
4? Dang.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well done. Well rolled.
Just once, or is that recurring?
For each round, so I'm assuming this is the only round.
Yeah. So you see him as he's trying to get his way up the stairs, kind of faltering to his knees, and then next round ticks over, and there's nothing he can do about it, making his way kind of closer up to the stairway and falls unconscious on the ground.
Well, Prugl, do your thing.
Oh, all right. And Prugl's gonna kind of come over, take the his weapon away from him, and then just grab him by the belt and be like, hey, so you got a room, right? And he's just gonna start dragging him to the demon room.
Okay.
Yes,
well,
we have to trade him in so I can get my scroll back.
Yep.
Wait a minute.
Yes, that sounds great.
As Prugl squelching his way across the guard room, you
be
push
careful
open the door.
On the handle of the door there.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The door already warmed to the touch in the few seconds, and as you push open the door, brilliant, beautiful display of Full on Fire on the bookshelf.
Gotvin, what have you done?
What are you looking at me for?
You said leave the room. I just have to do something.
No,
then we come back and it's on fire.
I kept your place in the book.
Jesus.
Gotvin, am I going to get my scroll back?
If you can get in there.
Give me yours.
No.
Just run up the stairs.
Mine.
We'll discuss this matter later. I just throw him in, whatever.
And weaken and Bernie's him over to as close as I can to the thing.
He's stepping his way over, unconscious, not dead, and then you push him into the fire, or
Like, demon.
no, give it to the demon. Okay, you know what? I'll do a D20 check because it's only been one round. It's possible the book hasn't fully burned away yet. I will see if the demon is still there on a 11 or up. 10.
Close.
10. Book 2 burnt.
Dang.
The howling has stopped. For you, Gotvin, you don't hear that voice anymore. And the book is charred. It is bad. So you just kind of lean this sleeping body, knocked out, unconscious body, super bad for you, against the fire, and nothing happens.
Yeah, hand him the book.
Yeah. You can have this book, and I hand her the Book of Boiling Blood. You need a book so badly.
The Book of Boiling Blood, is that what you said?
Yeah, I'll send you the
Cool.
description.
I will also note that Bliss, as you hold this book, it feels like nothing to you. It doesn't feel like there's power in it at all.
Awful. This is the worst morning I've had in a long time. I put it back. You too. Imbeciles. I'm not impressed.
What?
Let's continue.
Like,
Put the
you
car
have
in
to
the-
impress. Sniffles is the only one I care about. Come along, boy.
Sniffles just wide-eyed, been darting at the fires.
Oh, I
and-
should point out that Sniffles definitely has like a coiffed little like bit of hair on the top of his
Oh
head
my
with a
God.
little pink bow.
Incredible.
Yes. Love
Very good.
that.
Very good.
I'm just imagining the sack that you carry Sniffles in also has like holes cut out so it just hangs there
The
in
legs.
the
Oh,
sack.
yes.
So you can just
Yeah,
carry the
100%.
sack.
Like a baby Bjorn, but for a Pomeranian.
Oh my god.
Sniffles begins sniffling as you guys, I assume, make your way out of the burning library / restroom. Not toilet room, it was a bedroom, but it does smell more like a toilet room now that this unconscious person has now definitely defecated in their armor. And that smell will only become worse as the fire continues to grow.
No worries, Bliss. Your magic powers are soon to come.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And in the guard room of this place, you have the 3 new doors in front of you. Pathways, I should say. The stairs are not blocked by a door.
Well, do we go up, or do we going to go have horrible dinner?
I could eat.
Does it sound like? Does the violin sound stronger anywhere in
The
particular?
staircase, 100%. The staircase.
All right. I mean, all right. Dinner? Are we doing food? I mean, the violin's up that way.
I mean, does violin mean Alden? I don't think so.
Does he play the violin? Do we know that about him?
Oh, he's rich.
Oh, so probably.
Oh, that's true.
Rich people love to have useless hobbies that don't do anything for them.
I was gonna try and think of any of the hobbies we had, like
There's a piano right there.
painting little plastic things, or not painting little plastic things.
Buying them and not
As the
painting
case
them.
may be.
Is
Yes.
just buying cubes with numbers on it a hobby? I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
All right. Well, perhaps. I'm sorry. We can vote. We can have a democratic system if you wish, but I think we should go to the violin then.
Yeah. Okay. I don't really feel the need to vote. I've never seen the point of democracy personally, but
All right, great. Let's go.
As Bliss begins pushing up the stairs, you see in front of you, it's a bit of a long staircase, maybe 30 steps or so up into a
so many stairs.
just so many stairs. You see Ominously, as you're making your way up the stairs, you see things before you see the floor that cause you pause. You see chains hanging from the ceiling. And as you kind of make your way up to the actual room and see the floor and layout, you see that it is a pretty barren stone room with chains. And at the end of every chain is just a hook. Some bloodied, some more recently bloodied. You see horrifically in front of you, one of them is more than bloodied, and there's a bit of something extra just hanging loosely from it, just a little bit. And this room is just littered with them. There's maybe 30 to 40 chains and hooks just hanging here. Then you see a small opening on both the north and western walls. You see, on the north, you see a heavy door, metal. Almost looks like it's barricaded over from this side. It's very heavy with bars, and towards the other side is just an opening that kind of goes out into shadow.
And these small holes you said as well?
There's the chains with the hooks to the north. There's a heavier door, and to the west it's just an opening in the wall.
I'm sorry. For some reason I thought you said there were small holes.
Oh, sorry. No, I may have misspoke, or just, yeah.
Not to derail from this terrifying room, but the book that the guard had, can I, what's in there? Can I just take a look at that?
You see, for the most part, actual chicken scratch. Most of these things, you're not sure how any one person could even bear to write them, let alone read them. But you do see a few names in there. You see Mark with a Q, and you see Alden. You see most names are scratched out with little sad skulls beside them. You can see that there beside Mark used to be 3 other names that were here as part of what would be the guard block of this ledger. It's just Mark now. And
well, it's not Mark anymore, is it?
Whatever the past tense of Mark is.
Marked.
But you do see that
QUE.
You do see that Alden is on there. And then there's one name that is scrawled, and it's actually in here. So let me. You see the name Fletcher at the very top. It is written in a powerful chicken scratch, underlined with a heart over it, as if the person was hoping there would be an eye or something to put a heart over, and there isn't one. And that's what you see.
Interesting. Cool. Love that. Anyways, well, door or terrifying hallway.
Now, Sniffles, stop trying to eat them. I'm just investigating. She's nipping at the toes of these guys. Well, it is easier to run back through an open doorway, but that's just my opinion.
Do you guys want to go through the open one and I'll try to open the closed one?
Sure.
Yes. What's the worst that can happen? We're all gonna die anyways.
Well, I think
that's what I was saying. So why worry?
Separate the party. You cover more ground.
It's amazing that you've made it this far.
Thank you.
I'll start walking down the hallway.
Okay. As you move into this area, it's pretty dark. I don't know if you guys would like to use torchlight or anything, but it's a stone cold path. It feels larger than you can see because the wind is kind of blowing on you gently and coolly.
I have an oil lamp. I'll take that out and, I don't know how to light an oil lamp, but I do it.
Yeah, you just turn it on and it's on.
I don't know.
Perfect. You see for a split second as it turns on that it's blood red and then settles back into the normal light. And then in this room, you see, unsettlingly to the north of this room, you're not really sure what you see. It just stops and it's black.
Ugh.
And it glistens a little at the edges. And anyone following Bliss?
Yes, me.
You're following. You see Gotvin as she lifts up the flames that the wall behind her is also glistening with beautiful gems. Like just raw gems into this wall. And you can see that this wall, all of it looks like cave. This doesn't look like built structure like any other room that you've seen before. And even the gap in the wall that you passed through looks like a wall was blown down, demolished, and this space was here. And so, glittering wall of spectacular colors, and the violin music, pretty loud here.
Well, what do you think, Bliss? I mean, it seems like I really hope that those hooks weren't like, feeding hooks for whatever lives in here.
Well, I didn't think they were until you said that. No, I definitely think that's what they are. Perhaps we should get Prugl and before we venture forth.
So we can feed him to it, right? Pardon me. Just thinking out loud.
Keep those thoughts to yourself around Prugl. He's jumpy.
That's true. Now you be quiet as well, Sniffles.
Yes, yes, be quiet, Sniffles.
Oh my god.
Ignore her. You're so rude.
Do you know how much of your rations every day go to him instead of you? It's a waste.
Yes, but look at my trim figure.
Just ribs.
I was exactly to pull it up and it's just gaunt.
Yeah, you could play xylophone on those bad boys.
Sorry, you said there's actual gems in the walls, or they're just like glittering like that?
Oh yeah, no, behind you there it is glittering, colorful gemstones. It seems pretty deeply embedded in the wall, but you can see them. Maybe you can get them.
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna stroke my hand harshly against the wall and put my face right up to it and go, "I'll come back for you, darlings."
It's beautiful. And as you kind of caress the gems, Prugl, you're making your way over to that door. What you doing about it?
Basically, both feet up on the wall and just is it kind of like wood hammered against or how is this door blocked?
It just actually looks like there's just metal slabs over an iron door. There's no handle, there's no anything. It just looks like, for whatever reason, this is blocked off on this side.
Ooh, all right. I think basically as the camera pans back to this awful room, Prugl's trying to whistle while he's moving the metal, but the teeth are obviously in the way.
Could you make a... I would assume this is kind of a strength-based check here to really...
I was hoping.
Yeah. So make a strength test to see if this is even effective.
I'ma say no. That's a 4.
Without rolling.
Yeah. This is on. This is smelted on. These bars aren't just laying onto it. This is to prevent passage.
Okay, and it is a solid wood door, right? Or
no, it's iron.
Metal door.
Solid iron door with no handle and just these bars across.
Could I try to listen at any part of the door potentially that isn't?
Yeah, just listening, you kind of hear. Frustratingly, the violin's very loud. It's from that opening to your left, and behind that, you kind of feel like maybe you hear metal on metal, but nowhere close.
All right. And I think basically, just as they're about to come back in, he kind of meets them at the entrance.
Well, Prugl, what was down the door?
It was actually a trick, and it's no longer a door. It's a metal conglomerate.
Well, perhaps it was, you were pulling when really it's a push door.
Yeah, you have done that before.
I think I tried both. Well, it was like melted metal.
Oh.
Was there a keyhole or a locking mechanism?
Maybe at one point.
No longer.
No longer. I think.
Well, we could blow it up if we want.
What's that?
I'm just saying we could blow it up.
With.
I have a device if we. It's just an idea.
Best idea you had all day.
Oh, I think killing Sniffles was the best idea I had all day.
Okay.
She
All
doesn't
right.
mean it. She doesn't mean it. It's okay. You know what? You go in the sack for a bit.
Can you please
fighting.
describe the sack for us?
Oh yeah, so it is the nicest thing he owns. It's made out of like pristine leather. It's actually like well oiled, very clean, and it kind of looks like a little baby Bjorn thing. It kind of fits over his sack or over his shoulder like a single shoulder strap, and the 4 little feet sticking out. They kind of doggy paddle as I'm walking. And you see the little chin just up and over with that little stupid little Pomeranian tongue.
I love it.
Oh, that's cute.
I don't know exactly. I just have bomb in my inventory. I don't know exactly like what kind of bomb situation we're talking about. So
It's a bomb. It should say the damage. I believe it's like D10. If it doesn't describe that, we can.
Aaron, I would never write down
It doesn't.
the stats
Oh,
of the thing
yours is
that
in
I
a
have.
random character, right? You did.
Yeah, I followed the rules and did
Yes,
character
yeah.
creation and saved my work.
Which is biting us in the ass at this exact moment because
Yeah,
I'm pretty
hold
sure
on,
it
I
is
can-
D10 damage. It's in the equipment page.
Yeah, I'm just looking right now.
Which,
Bomb, where you at? Equipment.
I'm going to guess it's like
Nope.
D10.
I
Weapons.
think
Yeah, what I'm
is,
seeing.
Am I dumb? Like, how can I
Yeah, I
not
don't
find
see it either, and it's alphabetically listed. So
Is it explosive?
it might
Not
be
bomb?
explosive. Where? Why?
Nope.
Where did we see? Is
I've
maybe
got bomb. It's sealed bottle bomb. D10 damage.
D10 damage.
Okay. Well, I would like to try to blow open this door, but I want to do it in a way that's like not putting us in too much danger. Like, hopefully,
Yeah, no, you can do
can
that.
throw it from far away, or like can light it and we can run down the hallway away
Okay.
from it.
Yes, you could definitely do that. I would say no test necessary for that, but I'm just stuck on this. Where did you find it, Ray? Just so I know. Is there a different page? Or is it just in the starting items list? Is that
It is
why?
in the D12 starting items on page 19
It's just
in the
not
doc.
in the equipment, as far as I can
Yeah.
tell. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I was worried about. That's interesting. Sealed bottom. Okay, so just making sure it doesn't have like a test involved with using it. I feel like
Fair
it'd be
enough.
pretty safe since this is not an enemy that could evade it. I would say you can't fail to just set an explosive in front of a door and run away.
Good,
So
good.
you explode, but it explodes. Roll the D10, and we'll say if it deals 8 or higher, it is definitely destroyed.
That's high, guys.
It's a big iron door. So,
Oh, I rolled a 7.
so with a 7,
that's a
the explosion rocks the room. You can hear the metal rending. That darkness, assuming you move back farther enough, that darkness, all of the shimmer from your light ripples away from that spot. And you can tell that it is a liquid, not just shadow. And there is something very thick about it. As you can see, it kind of ripples away, but doesn't immediately ripple back. And faintly underneath the violin, you start to hear the sound of bubbling. You see that door is rocked up and slightly off its hinges. Maybe you could do something about it. You're not sure. But the sound of that bubbling continues and gets louder as something is now moving within what you can see, even just lifting your lantern over that edge, to be sludge. And a large pool of sludge, bubbling and gurgling, and maybe 25 feet away or so into what is a large expanse. You see a column rising up out of this darkness, and from your lantern you can faintly see maybe this column goes 50 feet high. But you can see the source of the violin music now. As you see two intertwined skeletons playing these violins in a sad dance in step around one another at the top of this column, and below it just black gurgling sludge.
What is this game?
Well, fuck.
Gotvin, you see the sludge ripples again. And you notice that it is moving in a pattern, slithering towards you.
I think it's time we take our leave. I don't think Alden's here. Maybe back down the stairs and through the dining room, like now?
I'm sorry, you want to escape and die
Just a different direction.
As your kind of eyes are darting around the room, you actually notice, moving this close to this sludge, you see another path. Full western wall, 2 feet high, 3 feet across. There is like a gap carved out of the wood, out of the stone here. Like a little tunnel, an escape way, seemingly, goes off in that direction. And then the sludge begins to make quite a bit of noise as something begins to rise up out of it. And right now it is the tension of the sludge over something as it rises 3, then 9, then 10 feet into the air, and 15. And something begins to reveal as sludge is pulling off of it in this moment.
Oh, you meant run now.
Like, now. Right there. See that hole?
Oh, yep. I'm going to start running towards that hole.
Yep.
Yes, could each of you give me an agility test as suddenly you see a large gnashing maw pull from the sludge and a worm-like body following it. You see little legs as it's like scraping away this black ichor from itself, and you see something rising 20 feet out of it, knowing that this is probably only some of what this thing is, as it pulls up out of the sludge. And it's scanning the room, having seemingly not entirely been aware of you, for it doesn't have eyes. Can each of you make that agility test for me as you run across this gap towards this small, definitely cramped, 1-by-1 little hole?
I'll go last.
Myself a critical.
You got a crit
natural 20.
Nat 20.
Yeah, natural 20, so like 18.
You're slippery. You oil that bag every day. Right through. No problem.
Slide through Sniffles first.
Yeah, you find yourself in a stone tunnel that goes on for a few feet, at least 20 to 30 feet as you're kind of on elbows and knees down there. What did you get, Prugl?
All right, I think I might have to use an omen here.
Okay.
I had a very sort of roller coaster experience because it was like, oh, 14, awesome, but no, then I have to subtract agility, -2. Okay, that's still good. Oh wait, but then you still have a +2 that you have to add to these things because you're not agile. Crap.
Right.
So yes, I will spend an omen. I'm going to reroll.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's exactly what I needed. 14.
14. You're able.
Oh my god.
They always kind of say, like, you're kind of small for a big guy. But it's working out today. You're able to get your shoulders into that little gap and squeeze through as you kind of shuffle, pushing all of your equipment and weight through the hole. Bliss, how are you looking?
Now, I probably will use an omen because I also crit.
In a different way.
But the
In a different way. In a some might say more interesting way.
Some might call it a fumble.
Yeah, I
But-
feel like you can still use an omen on a fumble. I'm just gonna double check.
please.
You can
Check.
neutralize a fumble, or you can
Okay,
neutralize
well,
a
I
die.
will describe, I think, what at first happens as she's watching, like, this thing come out of the sludge, and just eyes wide, and just starts yelling into the darkness, the lake and brook shall blacken and the water become tar, over and over again.
And you feel nothing. No power surges, nothing.
And then see them go to... Wait for me!
As you're shuffling with your lantern across this room, the lantern only making things worse as you see what is easily a 50-foot tall gnashing maw of a worm pull up out of the sludge and is making its way towards you. It's going to make an attack because of the failed roll. You can neutralize the fumble so you're not ruined necessarily. But
Yeah, I'll
it's
do
going to make an
that.
attack. So make a
for sure.
defense roll.
Okay. hold
So
on, let
my
me-
quick question is, you can neutralize a crit or a fumble or re-roll the die. So would re-rolling the die neutralize that as well?
I think
or?
it's like if it was a fumble or a crit, you can neutralize it.
Okay.
I feel like because of that clarification,
You would have to spend
you can't
another
re-roll
re-roll.
it instead.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a crit or fumble, you could do that.
Yep. Okay, I agree with that.
What's defense? Sorry.
Agility.
And that's it, huh?
Yeah, you just get the one stat on it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a 5.
A 5 total.
Yeah.
Okay, you are going to want to test agility again. And just give me 1 second here. I have to find the die appropriate for this because I didn't prepare for that.
Can we
amount.
get more omens through the game, or is it just what you started with is what you have?
It's every rest, morning basically. And you know that you have at least 3 days before your wagon guy assumes you're dead. So
Yeah.
you
Okay, this
you
next
did
one
take
was good.
4 damage
Okay.
as the first set of teeth bite into you. And if you could just make a second agility test, what did you get there?
That one was much better, 18.
18. Okay, you avoid being devoured and instantly killed, and you squeeze in behind Prugl, who is shuffling his way through this little passage, and the teeth begin to rattle against the stone, and the stone begins to shatter and fall around you as dust begins to kind of fill the air, and it is continuously gnashing and smashing. But for the moment, you are each safe in this little tube of stone, with a little lantern at the back casting huge shadows into the unknown before you.
I hit Prugl in the back of the head with my staff. You buffoon! Did you not hear me calling?
Wait, you were, no, not really, if I'm being honest. But you made it?
Yes, I'm very hurt.
Ooh, oh. You should have run.
Here.
Yes.
I
Running and saying this.
hold back a butterfly.
Oh,
Eat up.
oh thank you.
Not you,
Prugl,
Prugl.
no!
Ow. Like,
Ow.
kick him in the head.
Come on,
Pass it back.
And I'll grab the butterfly and stuff it
I
body first into my mouth so the
Okay.
I
wings
will
are
ask,
just...
do you have armor?
Yes, I have light armor.
Yes, don't forget to subtract your armor value from damage you take from physical attacks.
Okay, so
So you-
mine is D2, so I do have to roll that?
You took the 4 damage, yeah. So whatever your D2, if it's D2, roll a D2, and you'll have taken that much less damage.
That is 2 damage, so okay.
You only took 2 on that.
But I will still eat the butterfly.
You heal D6, so you can roll that.
Oh, heck
So whoever
yeah.
else has a butterfly, that's going to be quite good.
Yeah.
Rolled a 1 like a freaking idiot.
Mm. You did get the best on your armor, so it kind of evens out.
Evens out.
That was your first time taking damage, right?
Other than I took 1 damage at some point for
You
something
did
that I don't
take
know.
one, yeah.
Whatever. I'm not gonna die.
We're
the
just playing
demon.
right now. Oh, the demon, right? Yeah.
Demon did a little.
Oh, but that was an armor dam. Like that couldn't have been.
Yeah, that was
Stopped
magic.
by
It would've-
armor.
Yeah, it would have
Yeah.
happened anyway.
Anyways, I'm fine.
As
Don't
you
say
guys-
I've never done anything for you.
I begrudgingly take the book that that I was given earlier and put it back in his hand. Get your stupid book's broken.
Are we in like a tight, like hallway
I
right now? They're
hope
just
so.
they're just like passing over top of
yeah,
me.
just passing it around. It's like there's it's 3 feet by 2 feet, so there's a bit of wiggle room, kind of. But it actually is opening up as you, about 20 feet down, you've been armory crawling through, gravel and stone. It begins to open up into about 5 feet and then 6 feet and then about 8 to 9 feet up, as it looks like it's into a normal passage constructed as if a passage was here or is currently still being built here. Which of you, does anyone here have a +2 to presence?
I have a +3 to presence.
+3. You start to hear voices emanating from the ceiling, and as you kind of look up with Bliss's lantern, you see that this is seemingly a passage under something. There's wood and floorboards and beams above you in a bit of a narrow passage. There's more stone continuing off in a more open passage to the west, and I'll reveal, if I haven't already, this little passage you're in. Hopefully that doesn't break anything. You'll see this little gap in the map here, and you can see that in the dark space between that room you were in and this little passage. You're in this dark space where above it there's a passage as well, wood, and you can see pretty clearly from down here, trapdoor. Like anyone having walked up there would have fallen down here, but the contraption's all down here. You see gears and pulleys and ropes and a full-on 4x4 doorway. So that's what's above you, and then to the west this path continues.
Oh.
And I don't remember if I say, I don't think I meant to start with this, but needed to explain the room. You hear faint voices singing in a minor key beyond that door above you.
The last time we followed music, it turned out to be skeletons.
And
do we avoid music this time, or do we carry on? It's not really willing to repeat that.
Are they? Oh, sorry.
I said climbing isn't really my thing.
No, me neither. Are we able to, are there lyrics, or is it just gibberish?
It feels like there might be. It's a chant of some kind, like something someone might idly sing, but it's very muffled from here, and it sounds, though it's in a minor key, kind of jovial.
Could be Alden, could be a pack of zombie children, for all we know.
That's horrible. What a waste to use necromancy on children.
Why? They'll be creepy forever.
I just start crawling forward.
And so
are you? Nope.
You're just moving forward. Are you guys shuffling towards the west then, or trying
the west then? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think we can crawl.
I will stand up.
Yeah. It's opened up. It's pretty wide space.
All right.
You start to smell life, greenery, plants. From the outside, and even the journey here has been gray and desolate, and there was nothing but a dead forest around this place and sludge. And the closest thing to life was that guard, maybe, who's now quite burnt, probably. And this is real life. And as you're walking towards this area, turning into the space, you see a lush green garden.
Ooh.
And it's hot and stuffy and humid in the way that like a greenhouse would be. And there are in the distance some oil lamps hanging from the ceiling from beams in the rafters. You see glass walls on the sides filled with plants, palm trees, cacti, flowers, like jungle-like flowers. There's a glass roof beyond the beams, and you can see the moonlight through it. And the time that you've been here feels incongruent a little. Through the center of all this greenery, there's a small path and a small campfire with a figure shadowed and silhouetted by it.
Nice. Does someone else want to take this one?
Yes, I will. Hold on.
Yeah. I mean, awesome.
So, considering I know Bliss like can't really feel like a connection to any sort of powers or anything like that, does that mean my ability is like not coming to me either?
Like
the ability that I have from being the priestess.
So I don't think so. I think as like this is anyone in the comments, feel free to figure this one out for us. There is a slight uncertainty with when you use a class. They each get a feature, but it's not described if that is a power or not. And I think because the rules only state that scrolls exist under powers, I would say that your features are not a power. You still feel like you have access to that. If I'm wrong, let me know. Yeah.
Well, I would like to try this then.
Okay.
I will take out another book very similar to the guards, black bound leather with lots of scrawl in it, which is a long and accurate document cross-referencing against reality to discover unseen evildoers.
Excellent.
So with a successful presence, DR10, a strange light surrounds evil creatures. The list's owner defends with a +2 against being discovered this way. So I guess that's me as the list's owner. I don't really understand that part.
Yeah, which number is your ability, your feature?
Present. Oh.
You don't have that necessarily. What's the name of it? Sorry.
Oh, List of Sins.
List of Sins. Okay. So a long and accurate document cross-reference against reality to discover unseen evildoers. Successful presence DR10. A strange light surrounds evil creatures. The list's owner defends with a +2. Okay. So cool. This is like a Oh, you know what she probably did? Probably typed something into her address bar, which is how we see her. Maybe not. Because but yeah, so this looks like, for you guys, a cool way of knowing if people are evil.
It's like
giving an aura to evil things. Look, welcome back.
Well, now I don't know what happened in the past 5 seconds. But... Oh, fuck me.
Still have another omen, right?
Yeah, I only have one more omen. I want her to live as long as possible. Maybe I'll do it because I do want this to work. Yeah, why not? Whatever. It's a one-shot, right?
Yeah.
That's what I keep telling myself.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean we're not going to survive?
Worth it. I don't know if getting a natural 20 matters, but I got a natural 20.
Okay. I think it... Yeah, I think it does. So you see this list almost pouring over itself, and you know that it would light up surrounding an evil creature. You feel the person in front of you, neutral at best. There's no vision here that feels evil. You feel that their danger would be your fault, is the vibe you get from this power. And more so, the light that would surround evil here. When you've used this power over your life, you often see colors from white to yellow, sometimes orange to those who are less desirable, more evil than others. In some ways, some of your party members glow slightly more orange. Your vision to the north is red. Through these walls to the north is red. Pure red.
I look at that. I say, well, some people in here are all right. Some people need to atone for their sins, don't they? Please tell me the color surrounding Sniffles.
Oh my god, yes.
Pure radiant white.
Oh, really? He's a pure being. Okay.
Your moral compass.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm
perfect.
just the food provider.
All right, I say we approach slowly. I suppose I should do the talking.
Yeah.
Good. We're in agreement.
Yeah.
And I'll just like sidle up to this being, dark hair in my eyes, and not. I think I am a lot more welcoming looking than I am.
As you as you're pushing up through the steps, you notice that almost like panes of glass between you and them are refracting light in weird ways. And as you approach the fire and you see this figure in the distance, you move past, like, I guess, a terrarium, a big glass box moving the light, and you see a second person. And as you get closer, a third. And you see that there is a central figure with three smaller, more diminutive guests beside them, as this person lifts their head. And you see kind of an old lady, a little bit in the style of you, Bliss. Dark hair running down, tattoos like crosses upside down etched under her eyes, and strange other markings breaking through them. Heavy robes. You see she's got a twig, and she's pushing at something in a pot, which looks like mostly a liquid or a soup of some kind is cooking and boiling over this fire. And it smells good. It smells sweet and kind of pleasant. And she lifts her head, and you can see that there's a unexpected, like, welcoming look to her, as if she's always waiting for guests in a place like this. And looking to the three of you, looks back down to the pot of whatever and starts hitting it with a stick. Welcome. You don't look like any of Fletcher's men. I believe you're probably better off. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. We are traversing through here in search of something. May we join you? You look like you have set up quite a place here for yourself.
Yes, this is my little stretch of home, and these are my guests. And each of them in turn is like, yip, 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 yip.
What do they look like?
Just like bald, very boring and bland, like very small little guys. And they kind of look like shuffling into their robes, just kind of here doing my thing, is kind of the vibe they have.
As you do.
And these are my hosts. They've been with me for some time, and this is, in some ways, our garden. She looks around all these things.
Love what you've done with the place.
Yes, it's a little place of greenery in this dreaded hell.
Yes, odd place to choose to live, but you've made it your own. What are you making there?
Oh, just a little things. And she reaches out her hand, and from one of these trees, a snake becomes coiling down. You see its eyes kind of a pale yellow for a moment as it brings something in its mouth to her. And she just nods to the pot, and it drops it in. And then with a drop of her hand, the eyes go back, and it snakes away. Just making a little something, a little brew. You're free to have some if you like, and free to stay if you'll do something for me.
Well, we wouldn't just rely on your kindness. We would love to trade for this, but I'm sure we could help you out. I motion for the rest of them these two to sit down.
Yes, please sit. And there's logs around the fire. Almost feeling like you're in a jungle. Like there's almost no semblance of the stonework around you, except for maybe in the distance around these plants. But even overhead is glass, and there's moon, and there's light everywhere. Assuming you sit, unless any of you are a prefer to stand type.
Sitting in such a way that I can keep everybody in my view.
Keeping everyone in view. She begins to poke at the brew again. Do you have cups of your own, or will you drink from mine?
I'll take out like a super ornate, like communion style cup.
Nice. All right, and she begins to spoon out for anyone that has their own, and then otherwise she gives you one of hers, which looks like just a wooden carving that she's obviously made herself. And as she's kind of handing them out, she raises up one hand, and you see a little bird with yellow eyes fly down and drop some little green garnish. And she lets her hand fall, and the bird continues to be a bird. and then hands out the drinks to each of you, and then does smaller little cups for her hosts, as if giving you the fine china out of her carved dishes.
I'm gonna sommelier it, give it a sniff.
It's very herbal. You get a lot of greenery, a lot of earth, a little bit of spice, and you can probably tell that with the reddish fruit that the snake had brought was either some kind of, berry or pepper or something, and it's giving it a lot of this flavor. But there's also a hint of almost a chemically vibe that is like, this is probably good stuff. It's almost alcoholic, but something similar to that without it being truly alcoholic.
Some old school Buckleys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just pure menthol.
Yeah, with some opium or something.
Eyes to watering.
Yes.
Mother, what can we do for you?
But first we drink. And she takes a sip and looks to her hosts to make sure they're not rude, and sees them in turn each take a sip, and then looks to you to make sure you're not rude.
I raise my glass to the boys.
I'll be the last one to take a sip.
She raises it again and takes another sip for herself.
To the Leviathan. Just drink.
The end of the world.
Um,
Can I pretend?
Oh.
If you would like to make a presence check, you can pretend.
Oh, I'm gonna just wreck that. With a 13.
A 13. Looks like you drank it. Do the classic. And no one's the wiser. You begin to talk and drink. And what did you ask Bliss?
What is it that she's... well, first of all, I want to give her something for giving us something.
Okay.
I have the weirdest stuff in my bag.
Excellent.
I take out a muzzle, and I say, it's come in useful for me before. Perhaps if you're to run into one of Fletcher's men, could be of use.
Okay, and she kind of just gingerly lifts it. You're not just telling me I talk too much, are you? I've heard it before.
That's a good one. No, I just don't want to give you a piece of rope. So.
I mean, a piece of rope can go a long way around these parts. It's hard, with everything being so, either are dead or newly growing. We don't get a lot. Well, I mean, whatever you want. I could, if I become. I mean, that's your half of the trade. I'd hope. I need you to deal with Fletcher and his men.
Ah. Yes.
I want all of this place, not just a portion of it. And while he can't reach me here, we tire. You've probably seen our work to make this a little larger, but there's something more problematic on the other end of our tunnel. And
You don't say.
I have a way with animals, but that thing I can't. So I haven't quite solved that one. I've heard that Fletcher has a way with animals too. And he can control that beast.
That muzzle back.
What would you do with Fletcher gone?
I would expand. I would move into the spaces he's claimed, make this den less accursed. Probably rid of those damned skeletons. And you can just faintly hear the violin in the background.
Yeah. I want to look at Sniffles and see how he's reacting to this woman.
I've actually got Sniffles is out of the bag, and I've got a little piece of the potato or whatever in the soup, and I'm making Sniffles dance.
You
on
see
the
that
9 feet.
that Sniffles is dancing opposite. Wherever you put your hand goes the other way. Nope, don't want it. Face away, don't want it. Nose, don't want it. And to all of you, it's pretty weird that Sniffles has 8 legs, or was it 10 legs, or 12 legs? How many legs does Sniffles even need? And there's way too many things going on right now as the plants are twirling around you and you start to see sparkles and colors. and you feel very warm in the stomach and fuzzy in the brain. Gotvin, you feel fine, and you don't know what Sniffles is doing, but he's not liking this and not appreciating any of the scent around you from the cup that you splattered around. It is seemingly avoiding anything that has to do with that smell.
Well, yes, we could absolutely help with Fletcher. In fact, we should probably get on that right away. What do you say, Bliss? Prugl, we should be on our way, yes?
I mean, are you sure you're actually going to help me?
And she begins eyeing her friends, who kind of reach down into their cloaks.
Well, I mean, if it seems our goals are aligned, why shouldn't we?
Well, it seems like there's something off about you compared to your friends.
I get that all the time, honestly. I've just, just really ready to get to work, really want to clear up this whole situation with the cave and, get more light in here and more plants, and it'll be wonderful. Really, we should be going.
Gotvin.
I feel like your friends might want to stay. They could be with us. They could be more.
And she kind of puts her hands around some of her hosts and her friends.
I put my hand around Prugl.
Oh, I think we're quite enough right now. Yeah. We do have a job to be doing, both for you and for the Shadow King. We have a job that we need to be doing.
The Shadow King. She kind of shivers at that. And for Bliss and Prugl, the world is an ocean, and everything's a wave, and you're riding it. And it's pretty nice. But in that, if you would like to make a presence test.
No, just kidding. I do want to. Fucking nat 20.
Nat 20. It feels pretty cool, and you would definitely love to stay here and just be more, whatever that means. But
I feel like I'm really connecting to the gods.
Yeah, you feel God's light, and it's passing through this moonbeam above you, and it's beautiful. And you can see their eyes falling out of the moon into this soup. But every time you look up, that aura of red, it's just red. And you see, apparently, Gotvin's talking this whole time as you look over at him, and he's urging, kind of like Irish goodbying, like, well, trying to move his way out of here. And you see urgency in his eyes, and you see that red is flickering and calling to you as something that Gotvin is saying feels urgent, and you feel in danger, but you don't know why.
And my words are particularly juicy.
They're juicy.
Juicy, exactly.
Sorry, Ro, what did you get?
18.
You looking around, you can just see the same. There's something's wrong. You don't know why Gotvin's being like. Gotvin's usually the ones that weirds other people out, and you don't know why he's being weirded out. That is strange to you. Yeah.
It's okay if you just give into it. Usually.
Given to what? You know that we have work to do. We got to get paid. We have our cab is waiting outside.
Yeah, that is Mother. You didn't say your name. Mother
Leslie.
I'm gonna need that back, actually. And I look at Sniffles. And then look at the muscle.
She kind of hands it towards you.
If you do what you say, then I won't need it for Fletcher's men anyway.
Yes. Shall we?
Let's.
I shake it warningly at Sniffles.
Don't make me regret this. And she lifts a hand, and you see a little squirrel come up with a little nut in each of her hands. And she says, "You're going to want to have that." And settles back into her stew. And do either of you eat it? Just the two of you.
I will just, I'll grab it. Okay. What is this?
You see she's a million miles away, just poking away at the stew. And her hosts, almost like there's in a chatter and they're having a whole conversation, but you can't hear it and you're not sure why, and everything's kind of muffled.
Speak up!
But this squirrel with yellow eyes just keeps like jumping on you and like clattering around you and pushing it towards you.
No, take it. Prugl, you ate yours?
Oh, immediately.
Yeah. You feel good. You heal D6 HP. So you can roll a D6 and heal that much. You still
Can you heal over your top?
No, if you're full, you're
Damn
full. And you're still pretty wrecked. You have a -2 to defense rolls right now because nothing is where it's supposed to be and the world is still in motion. But you healed, so if you would have been damaged.
Oh no.
Prugl, how do you feel?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's chip top. Oh.
I'll eat it.
And he just starts dancing as soon as you eat the thing.
You get the same D6 HP, but you are still, surfing on a kite.
Come along, children. We must be going. Come on.
And Gotvin, as you're kind of pushing them towards the exit, and one of the hosts following in tow, just kind of. She said, I have to get you up on the top. You know where the way out at the moment. You've got to go up the top. So I've got to help you.
What language is that?
I've got to help you. You've got to go up the top. There's no other way out. He keeps pushing you.
All right.
And then once he reaches pushing you guys out of the garden and into the pathway you'd been before, he's pointing up to the trap door and puts his hands against the wall and is like, use me like a ladder. There's no other way out.
What a weird accent.
Yep, he's just up the top. If you don't mind.
Yeah, this seems completely normal. Let's go. Okay. And
Yes.
normally not one to like lead the way, but I'm just so
Just
creeped
need to
out.
be up.
Let's go.
Yeah. So each of you, if you use him as a ladder, let me know. Otherwise, you're making a strength test to get up there.
Oh no, absolutely. I'm stepping on him extra.
Okay.
Extra.
Yeah, I'll definitely use them.
Yeah, he feels like a staircase, absolute rack of bones, and you push your way up to the trap door. You could feel that normally it would swing down, but you have access to all the contraptions and gears and pulleys, and you can work it and move this thing down and around you. And you can pull yourself up into a wooden-floored, stone-walled hallway. And one by one, you make your way up. You can see that right above the trapdoor is a beautiful, intricate painting, engraved frame, and of a beautiful visage of definitely not the vibe of this place, somewhere lush and beautiful. And as you're kind of standing there around it, you can see that there is a moment where the contraption resets itself. And as people are standing in front of this beautiful painting, it falls away and begins to undo and contraption its way up, and can see that this is how the trap would lure individuals in with the beautiful intricacies of its paint. Because it's really
Garish hunk of crap anyway.
It is beautiful though, isn't it?
Don't touch it.
No, stop it. Prugl. Smack.
Sounds like some weird Star Wars creature. Prugl, no.
yeah.
Prugl.
Okay, and then so in the hallway that you're in, you can, from your position, you now see all of this space here. I think I accidentally double-clicked. You being at that halfway point between 6 and 7, where the trapdoor is approximately, that would fall down below. You see at the north, interestingly for Gotvin, you see small, blue-skinned, white-hatted, tiny little creatures about 4 inches tall singing in a minor key jovial tune at a pump that is pumping some brown-like sludge into a little brown box at the floor, and behind them is a cellar door that would lift downward, and you actually hear them going like, oh yeah, oh yeah. And you can hear this sound that you had heard before, and you see 4 of these little things like standing on top of the hand of a pump, jumping down, then hopping off, and the other 2 riding it up, and then jumping down in a cycle over and over.
Do you two see that?
And you two do, but it's all in like stop motion and a blur, and there's so many of them, and the songs look so nice, or sound so nice.
Must have them.
What do you mean have them? You can't have them. They're...
What,
Go for
living
it.
creatures? I have Sniffles, don't I?
Yes, and I don't think he likes it very much.
That's not true. And I like do the hard pet where you see like the dog's eyes, like
Yeah, the whole scalp goes back, and it doesn't do anything but pant, and kind of starts to salivate a little bit, and looking dead eye at these juicy little snacks. So they go, oh yeah, and they're just over and over doing something. And every time they jump down, and then the next set right up, brown as sludge into that little wooden box. And then, yeah, I guess at this distance, you guys can decide what you're doing. They have not noticed you yet.
Perhaps we can sneak up on them?
let's try that.
Not you,
Yes.
Prugl, but
Yes,
the rest
let's
of
try
us.
that.
Yeah, you hear the gentle squelching of Prugl's
Getting ready.
feet just standing still, so he can do what he's gonna do with that.
Perhaps Gotvin and I will sneak up on them. I don't know what we're going to do when we get there, but...
I
you can
know.
roll presence for me.
I've got a very good idea. Oh, 18.
18.
3.
3.
How am I the one rolling
Yeah,
dice? roll?
even
My
stealth
lord.
rolls, which
Yeah.
famously you've never been able to do. Incredible. You rush up to these guys, and you can see that they're mostly like watching the work, like this pump and all this sludge. What do you do with an 18?
Oh, hello there. What are you doing?
They start to scramble over one another, like
Go,
losing
Sniffles.
their minds.
I choose you.
Oh.
And what you see is that as I like sit the sack down, I actually grab Sniffles' tail and I crank it up, and then let him go. And it just like ever see a little dog do like the zoomies?
100%.
Like
yeah.
that as it skitters across the stone after.
Okay, so you pump crank Sniffles, who takes off after these as you're looming over them, and you just hear them like, "Oh my god, what the fuck is this?" And they're like kind of losing their mind. One of them falls off the thing towards the sludge, like brown goo, into the wood box. Is immediately only
no,
a hand.
goodness.
And Sniffles begins chasing one behind the pump, who is in the corner, backed away, slightly too small of a gap for Sniffles to get into. The other two pull out little shards of daggers and jump towards your neck on either side. Can you make a defense roll for me? Two of them. As the rest of you see, two of these little, what are called dusk gnomes. This isn't invented. This actually was what was rolled for this room. And that's crazy that you called yourself Gargamel. And now you see basically
I
all
needed to
Smurfs.
know if you were messing with me.
No,
So,
I was not messing with you.
So I got a 9 on one and a 17 on the other.
Okay, so one of them hits you for pretty small damage because he's a little guy. But max roll 4. If you have armor, you can roll that. Otherwise, this little shard of metal, not quite a weapon, dags into your neck and starts cutting down to the side.
For 4 damage?
For 4 damage.
That's too much.
As in,
No,
Like, that's too much.
like
As
all
in,
of your HP? Or...
as in, even though I subtracted 2 damage with my padded cloth armor, I'm still going to take my full 2 HP damage.
You only get 2
Oh no.
So I'm going to roll, or I'm going to use my last
Do you have
omen.
an omen? Yes.
Okay,
You can,
okay.
So with an omen, you can
I
also
can subtract
just
these 6,
reduce, yeah, the damage.
So I'll that'll be the 4 damage.
Oh my god.
Okay, so you
Slap him
negated it
down.
all. Okay. Oh my goodness.
Killed by a Smurf.
I mean, a fitting
Gargamel
end for
almost killed by a
Gargamel,
Smurf.
honestly.
Yeah, incredible.
I mean, after all these crazy rolls too, and this
Yeah.
God.
You sidestep the other one, goes flying directly towards you two. A lot of strength on these little guys. Makes
They're
its
not
way to
friendly.
your feet, and you can see it look up, fully fanged, sharp teeth.
I want
They
to
are not
like baseball swing it when I can.
Yeah, each of you can make an attack.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm
I-
pulling the femur out. I should point out that Sniffles does have a bite attack.
Okay, if you
Excellent.
want to, or well, he's just a creature, so I'll just roll a d20, or you can. It's
No,
just
you
gonna
can
be a
do it.
12. I'll do it.
Yep.
6. I'm afraid.
That's
So,
okay.
He's just biting at it. Can't quite reach this one gnome that is just like obviously swearing at it in the corner behind the pump machine.
And strength for attacks, right?
Unless you have a ranged weapon or something.
Oh
in your
no!
inventory. Okay.
I pull out an abnormally large femur from somewhere from within my robes and golf
just
swing.
somewhere. And the other two.
15.
You have that one little gnome in front of you. I didn't catch the roll that you got. If you're attacking the little guy.
Who, me?
Yeah, either of you. There's one in front of you bearing fangs. I just didn't hear the number.
Yeah, I rolled a 19.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you hit. You can roll damage.
1 damage.
Okay.
I have a staff. That's it.
Yeah, you just hit it with the staff. It goes flying to the opposite side of the room. So easy to knock these things around.
Oh, I run in with the golf swing against that one.
Okay.
Rolling a 15.
A 15. So midair, you hit this one, roll damage.
3 damage.
Yeah, it's super dead. Really bad crunch as you alley-oop it off the staff in towards Gotvin's femur, who just spikes it down on the ground. Crunch.
Sick.
One fully drowned in the thing, and the one that attacked you is still hanging on her collar. It's going to try and attack you again, but that's on the next round. We have still Prugl.
Eat it!
So I'm gonna pull out my shit saber.
Mm-hmm.
And so the thing is, I rolled before for an attack, but I think I should probably roll again because that was a very good roll. But I would like to keep it.
If we accidentally skipped you,
that's fine. Let's try this. Okay.
I lost audio for a minute there. I didn't know what you guys were saying.
No worries. So because I actually get a D10 or DR10 attack for this, so I did just hit.
Oh, okay.
Which is awesome. Oh, plus strength, so 12. Yeah.
Okay.
And it is a D6. Pow, pow. 3 damage.
3 damage. You throw this thing. It hits across the wall. I'll say a 50% chance it just dies on impact.
I will say a 1 in 6 chance it gets potent sepsis and dies in 10 minutes.
That's true. Okay. So a 6 on a 6. Yeah, it also sepsis. So it hits the wall, cracked. It's bad. Slips towards that sludge, but doesn't quite reach it, and you can just hear it gurgling. We'll have the puppy in the corner with the last one. Make a roll. 14. That'll hit.
D4.
D4 damage.
That one.
4 damage. So eventually you just hear the cursing stop, and then crunching start, and then Sniffles comes back with dark purple,
just red, purple. Good boy.
Happily, and then goes over and starts licking up the brown stuff from the box.
Oh no! Stop that! Stop!
And he gets energetic and he's pumped about it. And yeah.
Is a brown sludge.
And you can see the one Prugl that you had given that sickness to or whatever is slowly broken ribs trying to crawl its way to the brown box.
I think Prugl on his way to see what Sniffles has done, steps on it and then he's like,
Yeah, it sounds like when you accidentally step on a snail and instead of sad, it's just this.
Yes.
Yeah, and as you taste a bit of the stuff, you know that if you were to take a good, healthy chug of this, it would be good for you. Sorry, pulling it back.
It's fully just face in there.
Yeah. What exactly is the amount on this sludge? Deal 4. You can each, if you drink from it, you can heal D4 once.
Oh, it's good.
I'm okay.
Yeah, it's quite sludgy. There is a suffocated and drowned dusk gnome in there, but it's like the worm in tequila. It's fine.
Is it possible to? We don't need water, right? I could fill up the. What could I fill up with? This stuff?
I do have a bottle that's currently filled with poison.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to mix those, but thanks for the idea.
I've got 2 of them, so you don't have to worry about that.
I have a medicine box. Is it possible that there's an empty jar in there? The little jar in
let's say you could probably gauze up one more, drink
Serving?
of this. Yeah.
Okay, I
just
will
like
do that.
soaked up in something you squeeze out if you need to.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Really gross.
Yeah. I'm guessing you're full health then, or just dang. Okay. So with that horrible crunch, you see at your feet, aside from these trickle of purple making its way across this wood floor, you see a cellar door that would lift up into a descending staircase. It's closed at the moment, but it's a type of door you've seen many times. But behind it is a sound, Prugl, that you recall hearing before. It's the sound of metal on metal, but louder, rhythmic, like someone at work.
Oh, it sounds like the thing that was behind the door that wasn't a door in the hook room.
Well, you know what they say.
What happens in Vegas? No,
Don't need to
not that
let us
one.
know.
Okay.
It's just cellar door. Just open the cellar door.
Cellar door!
Cellar door!
He opens it.
As you open it, you immediately, the air is hot. It is thick. It is hard to breathe. You hear the sounds of machinery and metal on metal and work being done. It is very dimly lit, and all the light here, all the torches, I guess, are red. Everything in here is lit red, and you can see that there is a table, and beyond it, a furnace and a flame with a dark shape silhouetted in the flames, kind of standing, looking at them. And you can see an arm rise up in the silhouette and slam down. And you definitely do hear metal on metal, but first you hear metal on meat. And then the arm rises up again. And so in this space that you have here, you see this room with a bunch of, now I would say with Bliss, with the moment you're stepping into this room, that aura is red, and so you can choose to have your torch on, your lamp on or not. That's up to you.
Yeah, I'll probably extinguish that.
Okay. So
for sure.
you won't see the surroundings quite as well, but maybe your presence won't be immediately revealed either. But as you guys begin to step into this area, it is just hot, and there's glints of metal as you kind of turned off the light and making your way down these stairs. The red hot flame of the furnace and the red hot torches around the room kind of bathe everything in a blood-like red. You can see things are hanging from the ceiling over that table, and they look large and soft in places. And you see a large man clunking over and over, meat and metal, metal and meat.
Do you think if we only bring a part of Alden back, only one of us will be pardoned?
I mean, he looks fine to me.
Dear sweet Prugl,
Yes.
I guarantee you that that's not Alden.
Okay. All right. I think I'm starting to come down now.
Seems more of the Fletcher type to me, I'm sure.
Bliss, in your eyes, you feel power for a second. A split second, you feel access to power. And then looking through the aura of red, you can see that glitter of power around this creature. And it is not that you have access to power, it is that it has access to tremendous power.
I need it. We need to take him down. I need that. I haven't had it in so long.
It's been like 45 minutes, man.
All right. And she gets very serious, and like her voice just sounds like hungrier than it has in a long time, and like not pretty. Take him down by whatever means necessary. quietly, but all at once.
Oh.
Perhaps we should jam the machine so he can't use it against us. Prugl, you can do things like that, right?
Yep. Mechanical minded.
Yeah. I hand him my femur. I'm like, shove that in there.
I just wanted to hear him say mechanically mind.
Yes, perfect.
So I take the femur.
You're gonna.
You guys are from one end of the room to the other. You see this large figure slamming down on something meaty on a table, and there are obstacles lit up by the fire, but they are hard to see. And you are from one end of a room. What are you guys looking to do?
All right, so here's the thing.
Yes.
I got this big freaking bear trap, right? I've also got a bunch of these spiky little things. I call them caltrops. Real pain in the ass they are. Okay.
All right.
So, here's what I'm thinking. Caltrops close by, bear trap a little closer to us. I hit him with my spell, make him suffocate, get him real pissed off, like. If he comes to get us, he goes, oh, God, my feet, ow, ow, and he stumbles and he gets into the bear trap. And then, you, Prugl, you bite his fucking throat out.
Oh, right, I like that one.
And Bliss, you, I'll reach into his soul and take out his heart or whatever it is you do.
Yes, well, I would do that, wouldn't I, if I had my powers?
I don't know what you're so upset about, okay?
Gotvin.
I didn't start that fire.
Oh, yes. How did it get started then?
You saw the flames in there. I don't know. I don't know what kind of safety standards they have in this place. I mean, for God's sake, there's meat on hooks everywhere.
Listen, Gotvin, before we mention the fire again, I was going to suggest that perhaps you should earn a bit of a promotion with this plan, but that's all scrapped now, isn't it?
You're the one that brought up the fire. It wasn't me. I told you I didn't set that fire.
Just put your stupid caltrops down, or whatever they're called.
Yes, ma'am. And yes, that's what I'll do.
All right, so starting to stage a trap where you're seemingly going to try and lure him into. You begin to place your caltrops and your bear trap. I would say you can do a presence check. And offhand, I actually don't even know. Yeah, I would say just do the presence check. I was going to say, I don't remember if the game has advantage because we never really work with that kind of thing.
I don't believe it does.
Yeah,
but...
I feel like it might, but it just doesn't come up.
But I did roll a natural 20 on my presence check.
Okay.
I don't know what is going on with me tonight.
I guess I can just lower DRs a little bit here and there instead. I was going to say, because you guys are kind of working with knowledge and in the dark, setting up a trap in your favor is easier than him noticing you under the sound of his work. And so you do that, with your roll. You set up things the way you kind of like.
Would it be possible, or would I know, with all this big stuff hanging, would I be able to clamber onto one and just hold onto it on our side?
Yeah, it would be strength.
It would be strength?
Regular strength roll, because they are like within arm's reach, so you can just be pulling yourself up. You do know that they are hanging from chains, so additional rounds you might make noise, so you may have to do some stealth checks, but maybe.
Cool. I think, thinking super cleverly, he's going to try and clamber up on one in preparation for a sneak attack.
Okay, so just give me a strength check to see if you can get up there.
This is my thing. This is what I can do. Right?
I'm
Did I get anything weird? I'm sure I can do this. 15.
Excellent. Yeah, you get up onto one of these. 100% this is people meat. You can tell that this is not even like ready for the deli or anything. This is mostly just dead person. A couple of them, enough that you can almost sit atop comfortably. There's so much people on this. It's quite bad.
I think his stealth rolls are just going to be like...
Yeah, try not to. I love it. Okay. With some of the trap set, is there anything Bliss would like to do?
Well, are we? I mean, you're going to spell whatever you said you were going to do.
Well, I have poison if you'd like some poison.
I would love some poison, thank you.
But I have given her a bottle of red poison.
From on top of them.
Yeah, I would say you can make a bit agility test, and only on a fumble, like a nat 1, will this go wrong.
Okay, all right.
Don't give that.
Don't put that out there.
Option to Rowan.
No, to either of you. To like whoever one of you can roll. It's either the throw or the catch is bad. It's always a
Rowan, you do it.
You want me to with the -2 agility?
Oh, okay, I'll do it.
only a natural 1, so
Only natural one.
Okay, 14.
yeah.
Okay.
It just you never know. A natural 1 could turn a little funny, but you don't want to ruin anything either.
I don't know how I'm going to get him to drink this. And I don't. Yeah, I don't really have a weapon to put it on. I guess I will throw it at him
Yeah, you
eventually.
can just throw stuff.
I don't know. I'll take out my crucifix. Maybe he's a werewolf, and
Okay.
You never
and
know.
just hold it up in front of me.
Crucifix in hand. You see him slamming down at some work. You hear it gets a little extra wet, and you
Gross.
can see in the moment he even flinches and oh fuck, pulling some of the wet from his face. Looking back over his shoulder just a little bit as he wipes it, and then gets back to work.
Oh, go. Okay. You're gonna die anyway. You might as well go out with glory. Hey, Fletcher!
You just hear when you think you're home alone and then you're not. You hear a shout.
No,
that
I
is
don't
not
know what
brave.
that's like. That's terrifying.
A shout that is not bravery come from this hulking man who seemingly has power, and you just hear what the fuck, and the blade in his hand, you hear it clatter to the ground. I'm going to see his reaction, which is super aggressive, understandably, and he spins on a dime, looking through the dark, and immediately I'm gonna roll a presence check for him. Doesn't see you because there's just dark, and the furnace is behind him, casting his own shadow in front of him, and you see him trying to palely reach around, looking for one of these bright, the torches are red, but red is not a good color for actual clarity in a room, and it's dark and foreboding, and he's trying to pat around looking for another weapon at this wet table, and let's see if you can find anything.
As
still
I'm
patting around.
As I'm crouched down, I guess behind a barrel or whatever. Where's Alden? Just hand him over.
You just hear who's there, and just patting around.
I call it Fletcher. You have been found wanting.
He
Come
stops
to
patting.
us.
Immediately stands full height, easily 7.5 feet tall, full-on bodybuilder physique.
Oh God.
And you see him raise a hand up, which, Bliss, is often a thing that people with power do before using it, and is holding something, and holding the will to use something.
Oh, I'm gonna cast Demon of Capillaries.
Okay.
And suffocate him.
Okay. And you guys
I
do
cast
have
nothing because my stuff's
Yeah,
gone.
you don't have spells at the moment because of some reason. We don't
I'm
know.
pointing
have
it
to-
away. Sorry, please continue.
Do I have to make a presence check, right?
Present check, yeah.
Okay.
And hopefully you guys still got omens.
Oh, that's an 18. And so he's gonna suffocate for D6 rounds, which is 6 rounds.
6
Ooh,
rounds.
my
Okay.
Can't see it, but
That's
it's definitely
awesome.
there.
Yeah,
And he's gonna take D4 damage.
D4 damage.
Which is gonna be
I assume
3
there's
in
not
this
like
case.
he takes 3.
Yeah.
He does. That's magical, so no, his armor won't be in effect. So he takes 3 damage. I assume that suffocate doesn't have more of an explanation to that.
No, it doesn't say anything. Just assume that he can't catch his breath. Can't
That is only technically 36 seconds, right?
Yep.
So that's not going to be enough to kill someone.
No, but the damage
but
over time.
That damage ticks every time too? Okay, so he's taken 3. That's what you said?
Yeah, correct.
He's got a little loud there. And okay, so you hear him gasping for air, reaching out in the dark, patting at some of these side tables as he makes his way towards you guys, hoping to find something. You see him grab the handle of something that lifts up, and with it comes chains, and then eventually comes a maul of spikes. And this is a heck of a flail that he pulls up off the table, and he's padding around in the dark looking for whoever made this sound as he approaches all your stuff. I'm going to make him roll presence as he's shuffling.
DR 14 to detect the bear trap.
No, 12. So it's the caltrops first, right?
Or caltrops first. Yeah.
Do they have the same DR or anything?
They don't have any. Yeah.
Because that still failed. So the caltrops steps into them.
D4 damage.
You can see that he is wearing as he gets closer, like kind of a cloak around the shoulders that hangs down in front of him, but like no pants. It hangs down low enough that you don't see anything, but that's it. No shoes, no anything. Very much like sweaty work, and like basically a leathery cloak that keeps him safe from the smelting and the flames and all that.
Like cooking bacon with no pants on.
Right, kind of dangerous. You don't know if anything's wearing anything under there, but definitely no shoes. So caltrops.
Caltrops, right? D4 damage, plus infection on 1 and 6. Oh, hold on. So.
Oh my God, I'm glad we brought Ray.
Yeah, 1 and 6 on a D4 sounds tough. Oh,
I know. Well, it says D4 damage plus infection on 1 and 6. So 1 damage.
Okay.
And then he missed the bear trap, right? So D8 damage there.
I'll roll separately for that because we're doing them one at a time. Yeah, he fails.
Okay. D8 damage there.
Not going good for this guy.
Not wonderful.
I think I left the bear trap out in the air too long. It's 1 damage.
Oh, what the heck? Both the caltrops and the bear trap do less damage than in choking him a bit with magic.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's like, shit.
Yeah.
Is he Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ro.
I was just going to say, as he hits the bear trap, I think Prugl will...
Yeah. You drop bear, roll. What are you doing? Attack? You doing anything in particular?
I'm swan dive.
Yeah, leaping at him from the all of a sudden the meat starts to swing and then it just turns around and he just goes.
Jesus!
It's like,
who is there? And kind of sees you guys in the distance now, and then suddenly something hits him from the top. You're rolling a bite attack, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Let's do that. Sorry.
All right.
Okay, that is a 12. D10. That's good.
Damage for a second.
Oh my goodness.
Strong teeth.
And I will. Hopefully this isn't too soon, but I'm gonna use my last omen to make that 6 damage.
6 damage. As you bite into him very hard, you feel something that you don't like. His skin is at first too callous to bite through, and then you get through a little, and then it sticks to your teeth as you try to finish your bite. It clings a little, God. And it's disgusting, and it feels slightly inhuman. But his hard skin only reduces it by 1.
Okay. Ugh.
Yeah. So he's got natural armor, big calloused freak, and his skin is quite disgusting. As he shouts out in pain, biting around his neck, he pushes you off with a roll of his shoulders, and is reaching with his flail hand, starting to swing it around. But what would you like to do, Bliss?
I was gonna ask. So he's not trapped in the bear trap, right?
I would say that yes, he fell into it. So we're gonna say this is full on a trap, and one of his legs is definitely in it. If I think how we can make this work is if he needs to move to you, he's probably gonna take more damage. D4 every time that this bear trap is on him.
All right, I'm still gonna try something stupid. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm going to try to, he's swinging this flail.
Yeah, like
He's in the
charging it up,
process.
like he's starting to
I
look
want
for
to,
someone.
yeah, because he hasn't seen me yet. I want to try to come out of nowhere and wrestle the flail away from him.
Okay, that will be strength.
Yes, that's okay. Strength is my best stat.
Okay, excellent.
What is
yeah,
going
you're
on
like
here?
a priest. You're just this jacked priest. I love that.
Yeah, I am a jacked priest.
You
It's
ever
not
heard of the
good.
muscle priest? Come on.
That's true.
13.
13. You begin to pull it from his hand, and you feel like it grip out. You grab it by the chain of this thing, and you see his head kind of turn in the dark, and you see two, like almost at the center of his pupils, two dim smolders of light inside, as he's beginning to use a spell, a power within him, as it's pulled free from his hand, and you take a a red hot flail that is like just around the edges, glowing from having lain next to a smelting table for a little too long. Deals D8 damage and gives a
No
severe
problem.
burn on hit, which gives someone a -2 to their agility test as you rip this red hot flail from his hand.
Oh my god.
Okay. And then I look him dead in the burning eyes and I say, Mark says hi.
You just dropped the list.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh shit.
Well, I wanted to reference the heart first, but I was like, I don't know how to do
Yeah.
that.
Amazing. And you just see him kind of look in shock, feel this thing get ripped from him, this person on him, someone cackling in the dark a little bit. He's not sure all these things are. He hears something going as you see
no.
Sniffles is just like trying to get free because something about him is very tasty.
Beautiful idiot.
You beautiful.
And then he looks at you like, Mark, which one's Mark? For a second.
Classic.
And
He was everything. I mean, you were everything to him.
I'm a warlock. He only believed that. And he raises a hand up and is going to use one of his powers.
No, because I counterspell.
That would be amazing. And this whole time you're like, actually, no, he doesn't. You just, even though his voice doesn't say it, you two that have used powers, you hear 9 violet signs are not the storm. And lightning erupts from these chains around you and strikes down at all of you. At you two specifically. The one on his back that he's trying to get off, he does not hit with lightning. But he'll be doing a d6 damage each.
I'm
and
assuming
these
there's no defense to
automatically
this.
succeed.
Cool. I'm dead.
Hold on, I haven't
Oh,
rolled the
no.
damage yet. But
Is
are you
it
saying you have 1
one?
HP?
I've got 2.
Oh?
Bex, you take 4. Sorry, 3 damage as you are rocked with lightning.
I lived a horrible life.
And so you are not fully dead. I think you might be
Gotvin,
fully
no.
dead.
Broken?
Because broken is at 0. Yeah, we'll say for now you're broken. Maybe technically if you go negative, you automatically die, but we're at the very end here. So broken, you can roll a d4, and you either fall unconscious or potentially break something, hemorrhage something, or die. So we'll just stick with that.
Sure.
So just
So I'm
roll a
gonna
d4.
4.
Oh, no.
I guess I'm dead, huh?
Oh my
You just
god,
get
right?
absolutely rocked with lightning.
Absolutely.
Gotvin!
Poof. Just Gotvin and Sniffles both disappear in a like.
Sniffles.
It's just this explosion of like canvas and fluff.
Just shoes left to the ground.
A little bow.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh, no.
Jesus. Oh, I'm sad. Sad as hell.
I'm actually sad right now. This is
Yes.
This is a comedy game, right?
Yeah,
This
this is
Mork Borg?
comedy.
Yeah, cool.
And then because he just gets to use the power, I think he's gonna try and get the flail back, but not.
No,
Not
he's
gonna be
not.
Natural one.
Well, thank
He doesn't
God.
even know
thank
you
God.
are. He's fully dark. He's freaked out. There's someone biting his neck, and a bolt of lightning that he cast hit someone he didn't even know was there. So that's just terrifying.
This dangerous place is the most dangerous place.
Yeah. And then it is back to your turn. Yeah.
I want to hit him with the flail.
Yes. Make that strength attack.
Okay. Oh, I don't even know what dice to use. I'm like, I've gotten more nat 20s on this one. So
Mm.
let's go. Okay. 16.
I keep thinking you're already rolling damage. 16. Yeah, you hit.
And what did you say was the flail? You said it, and I
D8.
went, uh-huh,
Yeah.
and then didn't
It's a
retain
D8,
any of it.
but also burns him. So his agility test are -2. So I would say that makes his defense down by 2. So hits are +2.
Okay, so I got a 6 on the damage.
Oh, there goes Gotvin. 6 will be potentially reduced by hardened skin by 1. So he's not rolling good with that. So 5 more damage. He falls to one knee, looking very bad. And
He was one day away from retirement.
Jeez.
Gotvin's gun and badge are smoldering in his pockets. And then it is your turn, Prugl.
I have to
I
assume
can.
that my book was cooked.
Oh,
Cooked,
jeepers.
yes.
You cooked my book, and then you...
I will cast. Oh, I mean that was really gross. I will cast teeth.
You will cast teeth on him.
You're
Yeah.
just throwing teeth out of a set, like a bag.
Yeah. So you get an extra +2 to this.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Good. Good. Oh wait, still not good. Wait, so
Oh, it's a roller coaster of emotions here.
Yeah,
Right,
hold
7.
on. You only have to
Oh.
10.
9.
No way. You have like a +4
Right.
or 5 or something, right?
Oh, right. I forgot I have to. No, I got +2. So that yes, so that would hit. I keep
Okay.
forgetting to add strength to that.
Yes. You
Oh,
gotta,
my
you gotta
lord.
add your stats because
You
a
gotta-
natural D20 is never going to be friendly. Okay, yeah, roll damage.
And tries to pull it. Ooh, tries to pull his tongue back as he's doing it, so he doesn't taste it again. But that is 6 damage.
6 damage.
Yeah.
Finish him.
Ooh, I think as he kneels down and then like as he looks up defiantly at Bliss, Prugl just out of nowhere just goes "Ah!" and just like grabs him. But you just see this like gross little like blackened band just like all tortured and just grabs him from the front of the throat like Gotvin said, and just like rips.
And it stretches just too far.
Crazy.
The blood
Yeah,
comes
just-
off. Yeah, you see squirts that continue to spray out weaker with each pump. And as the crackling lightning around the ceiling and the chains fades away, so does Fletcher's life. And
I go open myself up to receive his power.
roll presence for me.
I was really excited to be like, and Aldrin's life just drains away.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck you.
yeah.
Anyone have any omens they want to give me, or?
If anyone has an omen,
I used up all
you
mine.
don't have an omen.
Well,
No, I got a 4.
A 4. Oh, that's quite bad. You feel the spell rising up out of his body, and you hear the words, Daemon of Capillaries. And then you see a crystal demon float into your visage with his hands before you and pull those words from in front of you and disappear with laughter.
No.
As Gotvin, a demon, pops up beside you. Rough day.
You wouldn't believe it.
Do you know anything about fire?
So much. So much.
I know.
I think I'm gonna like it here.
And as we fade away from this demon in a dark room talking to Gotvin, eyeing him suspiciously because of a interestingly placed sconce on his book. Prugl, Bliss, the room.
I go up to Prugl and grab him by the front of the clothes. You sucked his power out. You took it.
No, I don't think so.
You can make a presence test. It's harder for you,
amazing.
but if you want to, you can see the dwindling life of this cannibal warlock dying before you.
All right, let's do this thing. Yep, that is a natural one.
Natural one. Yeah, you see for a split second, you hear the words "Ich bin Luft," and then you turn invisible, and then come back instantly, as one of his powers was to turn invisible and flitters away into the dark. And you do not gain that power.
And you get nothing.
You get
I
nothing.
push Prugl. We have to find the stupid kid. Get out of here.
Oh, I forgot we were probably supposed to ask him, eh?
Yes, we probably were.
Don't
No,
know.
I'm just having a bad day. Gotvin took that stupid dog with him.
What, did you want the dog?
Well, yeah. He was growing on me.
All right.
You shut your smug mouth.
You better watch out now. I got magics.
You do not have magics.
Is there like a door, a different
So
door?
as you go to
around
the
here?
opposite side of the room where the main heat of the furnace is giving off most of the light in this dimly lit red room, you do see that there's a door to the southern wall on that side.
Ma'am?
I'm not going to open the door. You have magics. Why don't you do it with your magics?
Open sesame, and I kick it open.
You push open that door, and then you mainly just see a cold meat room, just stacks of meat all over the place. There is little shelves of it. There's bones. You see there is a bowl set aside with some bread on it that has like a little bit of something in there, looking as if a bowl was about to be made once maybe the meat was ready that someone was prepping in the other room until they were, suddenly eaten alive, which is also fitting end for a cannibal.
Right?
Around that. And then another door to the south, out of this meat room.
Alvin?
Alden.
Olden?
No, I don't think he's in here. Continue.
He'll walk.
It's so much wetter now. So
Yeah,
much.
what is happening?
As you push your way into the next door, you see a room, and it just has a statue in the middle of it. And the statue, you see it looking towards one of the walls that looks like a slightly different stone than the others.
I go up and tap it with my staff and look back at Prugl. Open sesame.
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 Nothing happens.
Your magic is awful. I'm gonna try to investigate this wall and see.
Yeah,
what the
even just
situation
like
is.
patting at it, you can feel that like you've messed with walls before, pushing it around it. It's heavy, but it is a door that is meant to be lifted by someone strong, as at the very bottom of it there's a handle. More of a groove near the floor. That someone large and hulking and maybe with a 7-foot tall bodybuilder physique would be able to use this door. But whoever's
Now,
inside
Prugl,
would
when
not
we-
be able to.
When we find him, do you want to do a little joke or something?
Jokes.
Like a Fletcher sent us to get you, and now we're going to kill you.
Right, and then
Well, and then we don't. Then we just take him back to his stupid dad.
yes, you're very good. I like it. Yes.
Yes, all right. You do that part. You're very scary.
Oh, I am. Yeah. We just lift.
I don't. You do.
Oh, right. I will try to lift this door.
I love that Bliss is like strong as hell. But she's like,
Yeah,
you need to
right?
leave her.
Like, no.
Yeah, dude,
I'm the
thank you.
self-appointed team leader. I don't need to.
Yeah, you gotta delegate sometimes.
Yeah. You don't get to the top by doing your own work.
All right. My God.
You don't
That's
need to add your
Yep.
strength.
That's a
Oh
good
my
point.
God.
That's a good point. All
I'll
right, so
roll
that's a 4.
Yeah, you are slick with blood and other stuff, and you just slide right off.
I come up behind him and just whip it up.
Jeez.
14.
14? Yeah. Clicks into place. Easily one-handed. Sometimes the boss has got to do the work and prove that they deserve to be the boss. Inside, you see a pretty fat little fair-haired kid, kind of like petulantly laying down, kicking his feet up at the wall on a cushy little bed. You can see that this is kind of a prison, but kind of seemingly he doesn't mind. As immediately, without even looking to you, he just kicks the wall and says like, "Is it food time yet?"
On the ground. Fletcher said just to kill you.
Fletcher, what? He just kind of looks over to you and like looks at each of you, notices the insane teeth with flesh and blood all over you, and snaps out of this petulant mood and be like, "Are you sure? Because usually Fletcher brings me the meat." He makes great stew. Better than Dad's ever made. Not that Dad's
Listen.
ever made a thing.
Do you play violin?
No. Who would play? That's what the court is for. You go to the court and you listen to them play.
That is such a fucking rich kid answer.
But you can hear them faintly. And from here, you kind of can.
Alden, you have to come with us. Your dad wants you back or something.
But he didn't even come himself.
I don't think your dad could handle this.
I kind of left him a note, though, that said if he wanted to come, all he had to do is come himself, and I would go up anytime. So.
That is a piece of information that we also had. So that makes sense. Prugl?
You see, it was a joke. We weren't actually going to kill you. We were here to save you, really.
You really took the joke really far with the whole blood get up. Is that from the stew room? Is that just stew on you? I'm really starving. And he pats his really fat stomach.
I wouldn't. No, this isn't stew. Although we did meet an old lady who's got some pretty crazy stuff. Probably not for kids. I think you should probably come with us.
I guess if there's food with you, then I would go with you. And because I'm deciding to and not because you've told me to. That should be clear. And he just pats himself off. He's kind of got like a nice little brownish gold vest on and some white clothes, and he seems to be like kind of chill. Doesn't seem to be bothered at all.
Totally
to be here.
fine with this.
Yeah.
I mean, Prugl does make an excellent stew.
I hope so. They've been really kind to me, just feeding me and feeding me and feeding me and feeding me 10, 12 times a day sometimes. It says they're really trying to fatten me up. It's really good.
Oh,
That's lovely. For a special event?
That's what they said. You got to treat
And
noble bud right to use it right. I don't know what that means.
What kind of stew is your favorite?
I don't know what it is. It's just great. I don't know.
I bet it is.
Probably
Well,
lots
come
of
along.
cows. I think it's farmland. I don't really remember. I kind of got lost.
Yeah, I'm
just
sure.
come
I'm
here?
sure there was some cows.
I thought he was like abducted. It sounds like he just like showed up here and was like, "This is pretty cool."
You have stew here.
Free stew 12 times a day.
It's just like a sign outside free stew with an arrow.
Yeah, I just wandered in here. There's a door in the woods, and I was looking for something, and it smelled great. And you guys remember the smell here was like rotten. Everything's horrible. And it just called to me, and I've just been having a pretty good time. I don't like that I don't get to have playtime too much. I tried to go to the garden once, and he almost cut my finger off, and you see the tap off. He just pulls it out of his pocket.
Well, I'm sure we could arrange some playtime.
Okay. All right. Food first.
Come on, then.
And then we'll live here.
Live here. Leave here.
Oh, leave. Yes, leave. You have a little bit of an accent.
Do you have the food?
We'll get you some food on the way, yes.
I do have some rations.
He lights up at that. Do you actually have rations?
I do. I've got 2 days worth of food. I don't know
Just
if you would have
pulling them
gone
out.
through that.
Immediately, he's like a dog waiting for treats, following you. Immediately following you. Like, kind of trying to paw at them a little bit.
Shit.
He looks for a chair.
No, I'm sorry, my lord. Actually, I didn't ask. There you go. That's for you.
Prugl, hold on.
Okay,
Hold on a
all
sec.
right. He just starts having one of them. It's gone instantly. And you're like, another? Yeah.
I do have some more if you could catch me.
Oh, he's so fast. Get him.
Okay, as you begin to run, are you going south-north, just so we know? Are you going to the hellscape of the carnage of the cannibal wizard's room? Or are you going down to the burning book room? Or just, as we make a fast dash, which kind of horror are we seeing?
I think I know we didn't really make it all the way through the door, but I think we'll try and probably Prugl will go down and try to burst through that last one hit point of metal door.
Right, the one you hit with a bomb before.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can see from this side it has a lift bar, like it's just a door on this side.
Oh.
But you shoulder through it. And he's like, oh yeah, I was wondering about that. I totally forgot that happened because I was supposed to eat, and then that happened, and then I forgot that I was hungry for a minute, which is weird. And he's chasing you over all of this stuff. As you guys sprint past, you see this big room. On the other side, you see this worm out of the sludge leaning into the door by the gems, just kind of like looking into the hole, waiting for something
the gems,
to
I
happen.
forgot.
And you see the gems as you're scooting past. Running into the room with the meat hooks hanging from the wall, trying to dodge your way through them. You see that Alden grabs that weird piece of meat that was hanging off one of them, pops into his mouth, no questions, gone in an instant, and continues moving down the steps into the guard room where everything's kind of in disarray. And he's like, sloppy guards, and just keeps running. As you guys move your way into the flaming room, he's kind of caught aback as there's skeletons in a burning bed and smoke everywhere.
Gotta get the food.
Yep. Just looking the focus back onto you, tunnel vision, as you run through the room with the butterflies that have been long gone, and the little creek running through it, and up to the stairs, and outside into daylight, which is odd. But drugs do weird things, you assume. And you see the stairs and the sludge and the dead trees and the little tent, probably just finally pitched correctly. You see a very frustrated and sweaty driver getting the sting in, holding it, making sure everything's sturdy, seeing him check to see if it's good. All right, that's great.
Driver, we're ready to go.
Well, that's wonderful.
You guys pile up behind towards the cart. But with one Gotvin left in a room full of flesh and hooks, and dancing lightning through his bones, hanging out with a demon made of crystal. I got a pretty cool spell the other day. Do you have a book? I saw you died and you had a book.
Oh yeah,
What's
definitely
it?
do.
What's in that?
Oh, it's quite a nasty little thing actually. It's called the Book of Boiling Blood.
Oh,
I
love that.
crack it open and just start reading it.
Yeah, no, we have these everywhere. That's how we get water. Like, basically, water for you is boiling blood for us. We love it down here. You're gonna love it, too.
Oh, so you're basically saying, I'm bringing drinks to the party?
You are. I love that. I do know that you killed me, though, so we're gonna have to work that out.
Well, I mean, you want a drink?
Yes. And he just kind of like opens his mouth, just waiting for the spell.
Book into his...
He's shaking the book as sheets of liquid come out with each shake. And then we see Prugl and Bliss getting into a cart, waiting as this guy undoes his whole tent with a very annoying Alden in tow. Like, two's all you had for the rations. All right, then I guess that's the best we're gonna get. All right, 2 days, but he's gone in an instant. Obviously, something's wrong with him, food-wise.
Oh, no.
I look into my bag at my 4 days of rations, and then just gonna close it up.
Pat those happily as the cart driver, angrily puts all his things back together, gets into the cart, and draws you back to the Palace of the Shadow King, a good 7 days ride from here.
Oh no.
Back through desolate weather.
No.
And hopefully
I
maybe you'll
jump
find that
off.
farm with cows along the way as Alden begins to kick his feet, angrily laying down, waiting for you to entertain him. And that is most of Rotblack Sludge. You guys explored pretty much every room, saw every little thing. I think there was a few little side rooms. You left some gems behind. Sorry, you could have had a life of riches.
Oh, I know. I lost my powers and I didn't even get gems.
That was a bit
afterwards.
unfortunate because it was right away.
Oh.
It was like your first interaction in the game with a spellcaster, and I was like, I probably just shouldn't let this happen.
I mean, I was still able to use my ability, which I think was very
Yeah.
good of you. Thank you.
Yeah. But I hope you guys had a lot of fun, both you guys playing and for anyone watching. Mork Borg is obviously pretty grim, pretty gruesome, pretty gross, but pretty fun. It's very simple, not a lot of heavy rules to it. You get to kind of figure out what makes sense and just go with that. That ambush, take down
modifiers.
Make sure you add your modifiers and use your omens, because oh my god, you really need them.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So that's it. This is Mork Borg. This has been Rotblack Sludge, or The Shadow King's Lost Heir. I hope I said that right, because I'm not looking at the subtitle. Thanks everybody for watching. We also do other stuff, so check it out. We recently did a video for Triangle Agency, which is a pretty cool system. We are doing a series of occasional one-shots here and there, but we also do D&D, where you can see most of us. Prugl here. More of a behind-the-scenes guy there. But thank you so much, and catch us next time. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Gotvin lives.
He lives in some sort of hell.
Oh my god.
It's
I want to kill that kid though.
Yeah, oh my god.
Oh my god. Terrifying too.